Oh, we're doing it live. I already hit the button. We're doing it live.
I said F it, guys. I'm sorry.
F. El Cajona.
We try to keep it PG. I didn't actually say F. Well, I did.
He did say F it.
You know what I'm saying.
Let's restart it. Hey, welcome back to the Movie Rubric. I'm Timothy McDaniel.
Cole Wright.
Jonah Jovi.
I almost forgot to say my name. Today's going to be a weird episode. We're back in the back.
Strange episode, if you will.
It's a stranger
episode.
episode.
I've seen Stranger Things.
We've done Stranger Things.
Yeah.
We're reviewing Stranger Things. There was bad
Stranger
jokes.
Things season 5.
You know, spoilers. I cannot believe they did not say that. I can't believe they never said at the end, well, I've seen Stranger Things.
Surely they did at some point. You just rewatched the whole show, didn't you, Cole? Did they say that at
I
any
didn't
point?
just do it. Just watched the whole show. Yes, I did. No, they have not.
Yeah.
I'm with Jonah. I'm surprised
They
they
never
didn't say
said that once, did they?
No.
I've seen Stranger Things.
I'm surprised they didn't say that. As many dumb, stupid one-liners they put in this final season.
They could have said like, "Oh, they said it."
At the very end, like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not going to take the D&D board, are you? I've seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, be like, where is X character? And then I won't say it because we're not spoilers yet. But hey, with that in mind, I feel like this is going to be making sure I just had a fear I didn't hit the record button, but I did. I feel like this is going to be a very rambly episode. Not to say our other episodes aren't rambly, but I just feel in my gut.
We're very passionate about this one.
Yeah. We're also a little late to the party on this one.
We're
Yeah,
late
a
to the
little bit.
party, and then I feel like there's a different vibe when you watch something at home versus the theater. So,
Yeah.
like, I have notes in front of me. I have quite a few notes, but most of them are little bit things. So, like, I have actually... There's one note in here. I know mostly what these mean, but I'm curious to know if I'm going to forget what half these mean. One of my lines just says, everyone does.
Mine just says Derek, but I know what that means.
Yeah,
already.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I feel like.
Derek under pros.
You know
I
what's
think you already
funny?
know what that means.
If you guys think hard enough, you could figure out what everyone does is actually referring to.
Well, Tyler,
Everyone does.
Everyone does. Hey, with that in mind, let's just go ahead and say right now we're talking spoilers. Like, out of the way, you don't need to go to the theater to watch Stranger Things. I feel like at this point, you either have or have not. If you've watched up to season 4, watch the final season. There's no one I know out there that's not going to watch the final season.
And if you haven't watched any of the show, don't spoil yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
If you're going to be someone who, like, I don't know, waits 3 weeks to watch the show, and then,
It's hard to find time.
I'm going to blame my wife.
I'm messing about Tyler.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
making
yeah.
fun of me. I was ready to watch it so many times, but my wife has to be in like a very particular mood to want to watch something that's new, like reruns of shows that she can put on in the background. She'll be fine with that. She'll play on her phone, but like new stuff, like she has to be in the right sort of mind for it. So we waited. She actually made me a little irritated. I hope she listens to this. She went to the gym with her sister. I got off work. I sat down at 3:30. I ordered us each a pizza so that I had a whole pizza for myself and a whole pizza for her. And I ate pizza.
Big back.
And I started watching Stranger Things. I was like, this is my homework. This was yesterday. I was like, I'm watching all this. She shows up during the final episode and starts asking me questions and complaining about the plot and saying, well, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like this plot's really weak. And I'm like, you've missed 3 hours, 4 hours, actually.
Worth of story.
She might. I mean,
And then
she
she
might
started-
have been right about some of that.
There's
to
a
be honest.
couple, yeah.
It's not the worst take in the world.
Yeah.
But then she
that's
started
valid.
asking me a bunch of questions, and I was just like, do you want me to explain the last 4 episodes? No, that's fine. And then 10 minutes would go by. She'd be like, why are they wanting to do that? And I'm just like, you didn't want to watch it. I did.
Yeah.
We're missing our momentum here. The window is it's closing very fast.
Chat.
Just like,
It took me a while to watch it too. I was watching with my mother.
I guess I was just on top of it. I was watching that day it came out. It was or next day.
Yeah, I said it's hard to get me and my mom 3 or more hours.
I think it's really dumb that they released the part 2 on Thanksgiving, right?
No, part 1 was
They
Thanksgiving.
were all holidays.
That was it. Part
Yeah.
1
Two
was
was
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I think the idea, I see the vision. I think the idea was
Families will be together.
families will watch it together. It'll be an event. But the problem is like my family isn't going to watch
that.
No.
during the holidays. I know some families do. There's a lot of I hit the mic, guys. I'm sorry.
All right.
Some families do like go to the movies Christmas Day. My family's never been like that. I think a lot of families aren't. So I see the vision, but it just doesn't apply to everybody.
Yeah, I feel like if your family doesn't do anything during the holidays, then yeah, maybe. But mine does. Like we were, we did like 5 Christmases, so like it was not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not going to put on this borderline R show in front of my niece or something. So
Yeah. So
which is an R. I gotta say, off topic a little bit. There are some parts of this season, especially, and 4 and 5, where I'm like, They have to have won it to R, and they don't.
I feel like
They're teetering.
They're teetering.
They're getting away with the fact that like the show was listed with the rating it had, and the way things are streamed, they don't have to do ratings the same way TV does.
Yeah.
So I really think this easily would have earned a TV mature.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're just scraping by.
Especially episode 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that had some gnarly. I loved
Like,
it.
that
I
one-
loved it though.
That went crazy.
That went crazy. Yeah.
Even last season with,
season
the
four
Vecna
was
kills.
season 4 was definitely
yeah,
darker.
You
Very
had like
dark.
people getting like squished up into little meatballs and their eyes exploding and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like
gnarly.
that's a TV mature in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
this season especially should have been mature. I kind of wish they had leaned more into it. Like let's just give it the TV mature. Let's just go.
Sicko phase.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had.
There's some parts in this and see episode 4 specifically where I'm like, yo, next Mortal Kombat, Vecna guest character. That could go hard.
He's in Dead by Daylight, isn't he now?
yeah,
I think so.
he is, yeah.
Or the demo is, or they both.
I think the Demogorgon and Vecna are now both
Vecna
in
is
Dead
a
by
playable
Daylight.
character.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
sick. That's
Which is
sick.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
like
know what
that.
his powers are.
Except
And Nancy, I think.
I
is.
watched someone was playing as Vecna on there, and then like the other team was just owning him, and the caption of the video was, "Man, hate to see what's happened to Vecna. The fall off is crazy."
Yeah. Boy.
Dude,
That's my best Vecna.
kind of true though.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's jump into it. So this is Stranger Things.
Sorry, there's a Yule log of Stranger Things playing.
Oh yeah, I
and
pulled up
love
the
Yule
Netflix
logs.
log. Did it?
And it's upside down now.
That's very cool.
Dispel anything?
We should have opened this with us trying to do an acapella version of the Stranger Things.
When's it do that?
I think at the end.
It's somewhere.
Sure, all right, all
It's
right.
somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, this is season 5 specifically. Hey, before you know what I said, we're jumping into this. Everyone's favorite season, because my hot take is that I think season 2 is the best season.
That's.
I don't think the worst. I have a ranking.
Yeah.
I thought about
let's
it
do
a
our
lot.
ranking. Let's do our ranking.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can remember it after. I know season 2. That's the one with Bobby, right? Or Bob?
Yeah, that's Bob.
Bob, yeah.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
You got killed by the demo dog. I think my ranking personally, I love all of them, to be fair. I thought about this a lot. My ranking, I think, is 1 is my favorite. That's just like masterful TV, in my opinion. 1's my favorite, then 4, then 2. So I don't think that's that crazy to say 2's your favorite. Or 2, then 3, then 5. I liked 5. I think it's the weakest.
Mine goes 4 is my favorite. I love the darker tone.
I love 4. 4 is great.
1 is a close second.
Yeah.
Then it goes 3. Then I'm torn because I think I may give 5 a little bit more of the edge over 2, but that could also switch depending on the day.
You really think 5's better than 2?
It's like I said, it can switch on the day.
I like 2.
Those
That's-
are my 2 least favorite. More so now, I would say it probably would lean more 2 is over 5. It may be definitive, like nail in the coffin. 5 is bottom of the barrel, or it sits at number 4 forever. Who knows?
Man, I thought 2 was great. I thought 2 was great.
Two's still good. I mean, I like all these in some way.
I think it had the best story, had the best character moments.
Steve.
Bob.
Steve in 2 is awesome.
Steve is
awesome.
so
in 2.
cool.
That's my favorite part of that
Him
one.
kind of becoming a dad.
Yes.
The problem,
I love
though,
that.
is, and we'll get into it with season 5 here, they have the one, like, side quest episode
True.
that is, like,
I will say
you
I
don't
skipped that,
need
though.
we're in spoilers now, aren't we?
Yeah,
yeah,
You
we're
know, let's just
spoilers.
jump right into it.
Yeah.
Callie, Kali, whatever the name
they
is.
only brought her back just to justify that episode.
I agree. Now, I actually forgot the spinoff
Took 'em-
was
took-
season 2. I thought that was season 3. Was that 2?
Yeah,
That
it
was 2. End of 2.
It was-
Either way,
and it comes at a weird time also in the season.
If you ignore that episode, I think 2 is the best.
Yeah,
but I
the
honestly
problem
forgot
is
that was
we
in that
can't
season.
ignore it. It's part of it.
Here's the thing. I actually think you can ignore it.
You
Actually,
can, but like it's there.
Yeah.
it was literally.
You can't be. I could be like, hey, this season of this, you know what, Game of Thrones season 8 or whatever it is was good, except you take out all the bad stuff.
If you could say you remove one episode from the final season of Game of Thrones and it's a good season, I'd give you that. But the problem is you can't remove one episode.
It's the whole thing.
It's it's everything.
I have a hot take.
Yeah.
That episode's bad in
Yeah.
2. I respect that they brought her back though.
I do too. No,
They had to.
Yeah.
How
I
do
like
I-
that they didn't just throw it away.
I don't think they had to, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have that in your show, at least do something with it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a bad episode. It was
I hate it took 3 seasons for them to finally readdress it.
Yeah, and they could have not addressed it. I don't think anyone would complain. That's why I'm like, well, good on you for at least trying to tie everything together.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You
completely.
tried, but then I think you also go in a way where they went in a way where they didn't really even do anything with her.
Not till the end.
That's
how you did the fake out ending. Or the questionable, the ambiguous.
I
ending.
have my opinions on that too.
Yeah,
I think
Inception
her
ending.
biggest thing was being a symbol to 11 as to what will happen if 11 lives. I think
Yeah.
that was Callie's. Is that how you say it?
Callie's.
Callie.
Is it
I
Callie?
think it's
Callie.
Callie. That's it.
Sorry.
Callie. Yeah,
Sorry,
the
chat.
great Callie. I thought it was Callie's purpose was to like show 11 what is going to happen if they get 11 and get her blood, because we know the military is after her. Didn't necessarily know why. I think that was her purpose, is to show why and to be the opposite of 11, the pessimistic one. And I think she served her purpose okay enough.
Yeah, and showed that no matter how many people, even if they killed Sarah Connor, someone new would just come back.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm mad we didn't. Ooh. Should we start there?
Yeah.
Should we start there? Let's start with the end.
We've started.
Let's start with the end. Hold up.
It's
Let
gonna
me
be all over the place.
let me
Great.
scroll.
Let me go to the cons page.
Let me scroll to the end here.
I kind of know where this one's gonna go.
Okay.
So we're talking about the ending.
I'm going to skip past my Humvee.
Are we talking about the?
Okay, first off, I have a note in here that says there's an hour left, so we fought the Mind Flayer, and like it literally gave me Lord of the Rings, like Return of the King, where you're like, I thought the movie was done. There's an hour left, except for like I had lost most of my interest, unlike Lord of the Rings.
So you know how I felt watching Lord of the Rings.
But yeah, okay, yeah. If you actually lost your interest, okay. Here's the thing with the ending. I'm just gonna say all my negatives here right out of the way. There were some goods. There were some goods with and I'm talking about the scene where we're leaving the Upside Down, right? And Elle,
They've beat the Mind Flayer.
we beat the Mind Flayer. Elle sacrifices herself.
Yes.
You know what? Let me go ahead and rewind. I was gonna skip one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and rewind. First off, I don't believe some of these are so mad petty. Cole's gonna throw this back at me during our year in review.
you just wait. You might want to send me a copy of that right
I feel like I'm going to agree with a lot of you say. I have something written down
Listen,
here.
Here's the thing.
Some of these I'm more really inclined to agree with you.
A lot of these are mad petty, and I'm not actually going to take points off, but it's just funny because unlike at a movie theater where I have a thought and I forget it, when I'm at home and I have my phone out, I like live tweeted to myself the whole time, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
you can
first
pause
off,
and be like, wait a second.
I wrote in here, I disagree with Erica. I don't think a Humvee is slower than a semi truck, and because
I don't even remember that. Did they say a Humvee slower than a
the
semi?
teacher's like, do you think they're okay? And she's like, they got a head start, blah, 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 blah. They're faster than a Humvee. And I'm like, I disagree with that. I think a military war vehicle is going to be faster than a
probably pretty
delivery
quick.
truck. But
Yeah.
then at the end, despite the fact that the truck had a significant lead, Hopper and Murray pass up the semi truck in a Humvee.
Oh, yeah, and they're messing around. Yeah.
And I was like, and I literally put, how did a Humvee pass the truck? Erica, in all caps. There was an hour left. Here's the part. What was the purpose of Kay going to the radio station and capturing Max and Vicky? It did nothing. We never show where they're taken. We never show what's done. They did nothing. They weren't held hostage. They showed up to the radio station and said, found you. And then
That was it. Did they break Max out of the dream world?
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Max exited the dream world whenever 11 was brought out of it by Hopper.
Oh, because she was
Because they were using
Piggybacking.
piggybacking. So
okay. So Kay didn't do that then.
no. So,
So,
like,
yeah,
here's
I
the
don't
thing. Like, literally, she goes, found you. And then that's it. And then we do nothing with that, which brings me into my next point. After the scene where the military captures everyone, it says 18 months later, and everyone's living a happy, normal life. Did the military just let them go?
That's my okay.
Yeah.
I have that down. Here's my thing. Normally, I'd be like, whatever. Hopper kills like 50
So many
people.
military.
Yeah, he kills so many people. Yeah,
This crew has killed so many people. Literally
Yeah.
right before this, 11 snapped like 9 people's
9
necks.
guys' necks.
And that's
Hopper
what
is
I,
murking guys.
that's my thing. It's like the military just
Lets them go.
let them go.
Yeah,
Which, and we'll get into it later, where people thought about like, oh, this is conformity gate, which is the most copium huffing
Oh,
thing
that is.
ever.
I
That
don't
is.
know where this like secret episode craze came from. Smiling Friends.
They said that they were going to drop another episode,
but it's just a documentary.
But they said it was going to be a documentary, but that's what it was. They said there's going to be one more episode after the final
and
episode.
they're like, it's going to be a secret episode. Now, if they did it and they pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, even the viewers,
That would be kind of lit.
10 out of 10. But
Yeah.
That would be so dumb.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I've seen that with a few shows. Like, so Smiling Friends people were like, there's a secret 9th and 10th episode. And that spread around. I'm like, why? Why would that happen with Smiling Friends?
yeah, that made me so mad though. Like the 11 stuff, we can argue about that, and there's some good storytelling there. Like whether you
Yeah.
think she died or not, did she even need to sacrifice herself? There's debates to be had there, and I'm not upset with that like some people are. But the fact that we just fast forward 18 months, the military has just left Hawkins and all of our people, including Hopper
got his job back.
got his. That's what I said. I said he's the sheriff again.
That's this is also kind of nitpicky, but one thing I thought is like, when the Max comes back from the coma or the dream world and Hopper walks in and he's like, "Hey kid." I'm like, "She thinks you're," and she's like, "Hey Hopper." I'm like, "You think he's dead. You do not know he's alive."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. I'm like, you didn't, and you're just like, "Hey Hopper." Like,
I forgot about that
yeah.
actually.
Which I don't know if she knew from, because she could hear Lucas. I don't know why he would talk about Hopper though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What brought me onto this whole thing was the K thing. I have a pet peeve in a lot of media, tons of media.
I think I know what you're going to say.
When we kill grunts that had nothing to do with the plan and then let the person actually responsible for the bad stuff happening go.
Yeah.
We kill an innocent scientist in one scene. We kill a guy who expressed that he was uncomfortable with using kids as bait. That guy, he's dead. Okay, we just let her go like 4 times.
That's what the one that got me the most was the scientist and Hopper and 11 murk a bunch of soldiers, and then Hopper has Kay pinned to a table. Hopper will kill anybody, except knocks her out.
Yep, just doesn't kill her,
bro.
That's when you put the bullet through the eyes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
when you
The eyes.
murk them.
Especially
when you think you are about to die. He was going to blow himself up.
This literally like so one of my biggest gripes with this final season is the military in general. The military becomes a B plot that infuriates me at every turn, and they just didn't need to be there. I feel like you could have done this season without the military, and I probably would have liked it more.
Yeah. Vecna's a big enough threat on his own.
You would have
Yeah.
had to have changed some stuff. Don't get me wrong. You could have had a secret lab, and you could have had some secret agents looking for 11 without it being like the whole Mac Z military base.
Yeah,
stuff.
bring the scientist team back or something.
Yeah, like I
don't
feel
know.
like there's a way to do what you wanted to do without having the military occupy Hawkins.
Yeah. And especially when they just leave.
And especially
Yeah.
when they just leave and they
Yeah.
let the main characters go, despite the fact that Nancy shot and killed like 12 soldiers in like that final episode.
Yes, Nancy killed people. Hopper, 11. Who else? Somebody else. Murray blew up a helicopter. Yeah.
Murray's
You guys-
basically a terrorist
yeah.
at this point.
You know what, guys? If you don't tell anybody, we won't tell anybody. Like water under the bridge, you know what I'm saying?
I want to know what happened. So like the gate blew up and they all just looked at each other. And do you think Kay went, well,
That sucks.
and then they just went,
yeah.
Like-
See you guys.
Well,
if you don't tell anybody, we won't go
Like,
take it to
we've
jail.
seen all we can see here. Like, this is it. Like,
Yeah.
we came here for 11, and she's gone now.
That's
Yeah.
one of my biggest gripes with this new season is that single moment, that the fact that the writers, I don't know if they just forgot.
Yeah.
Like if they forgot, it's like, wait a minute. We never.
Well, here's the thing. They can't handle this many characters. They show they can't balance all these characters.
I mean, if we're going to talk about the military, I have another complaint I have.
go for it.
Well, and it's not a major complaint, but it's on that note. So I think the actress did a good job.
I think some of the actors
Holly.
did a good job.
Yeah.
talking about Holly?
Holly, I like Holly's character. I don't have a problem with her necessarily. My problem is she gets a lot of screen time. Any other time, I'd be fine with that. But my thought is, like you said, a lot of people get backseated, and I would
The
rather
main characters.
Yeah, I would rather us get more time closing out the characters we know.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of Holly and Camazotz. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Camazotz time. And the Camazotz stuff in general, I didn't hate it, but if you break down what happened, it's pretty much we're in the house, then we go to the cave, then
Back
Holly
in the
has to go
house.
back to the house, then Holly goes back to the cave, then they go into the desert and the mine, and then Holly gets captured, and then she goes back to the house,
Yeah.
back to the cave, back to the desert, and you're like, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Mike. Mike was, I think, a lot of people's like favorite character. He was maybe the most pivotal character in the first 2 seasons, and this season he did zilch.
Yeah, same thing with 4. He hasn't really done anything in a
Here's
while.
my thing. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what this last season makes me think of? it's gonna be a kind of a stretch, but it'll come back. I promise.
Okay.
It's gonna be. It's like Halloween Ends. You have Michael Myers. Okay.
Okay.
Your main character for the whole series of Halloween here. You make him a backseat in his final farewell thing here to this guy that hasn't been around at all.
Yeah. To a different Wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Holly, who's just been the little sister, who really doesn't have probably any lines, I don't think.
I
Maybe
don't think
one or
so.
two.
I don't actually want to talk about it yet, but you just gave the perfect segue. I wanted to say, speaking of stretching in the back seat, but
What?
speaking of stretching, and then you said taking a back seat, and I was going to say thinking about stretching it in the back seat.
I don't even know where you're going with this. That was what I was going to say. I feel like
You don't know, really don't know?
I don't think stretching it in the back seat.
You'll get it. You'll get it later. Maybe I'm not saying it well. Maybe I'm not saying it well.
I assume sex.
Yeah.
Who sex is?
No, what character in the show would take it in the back seat and needs to stretch?
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
I was like, Cole just gave me the
perfect.
perfect segue.
No, but like it's like that. Like you have Holly, who's not been around, who has been around, but like it's not been any sort of importance as
Yeah.
a character. But you made her the whole freaking star of season 5.
Yeah, and like I said, I get
You know
that.
what? Season 2 is better than season 5. You know what? It's locked in.
Thank you.
I get that you want to set up like, oh, this is the next generation of.
We're not doing it
kids.
anymore. We're
Yeah.
done.
Well, yeah. Well, like at the, that ending scene, but like I said, I didn't hate the Holly stuff, but like a little less time because like a lot of my favorite characters, like Hopper, Steve Joyce, they get backseated a little bit. Not hardcore. I mean, Hopper has an arc, but they don't get as much
Dustin.
time as normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just have liked the real estate of screen time more towards the characters that I've been with for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
10 years, you know.
Yeah.
I personally didn't mind how much Holly was on screen because I think what made the show so good was the fact that it was kids. And now that everyone's older, I feel like it loses a little bit of the fun.
Yeah, but I
The
want
Goonies vibe.
I want to see the ones that we grew up with.
I
here.
get that. Yeah, no, I don't think you're...
It started. We had 4 seasons of it. Sorry, Duffer Brothers. Maybe crank the next season out a little bit quicker, and you wouldn't have this problem.
I don't think
But-
you're wrong. She personally didn't bother me. I actually thought she was one of the better actors
she-
in the show.
I don't think
Here's
it
the-
was bad.
it's not
I just wish it
her,
was
it's she has-
shorter.
She's majority of the show.
She
Yeah.
does do a lot. I'll give you that. Yeah.
It's Holly and Friends, Stranger Things hour.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think it was bad. I did, like you said, I did like there's kids in it again. I don't like the way I said that. But I just wish there's some characters I wish we had more time with.
There is one kid I am very happy.
Oh, yeah.
was in this.
Like I said, I have on
Derek?
my pros, it
Derek
just says
is my
Derek.
freaking favorite.
Delightful Derek.
Before we talk about Derek, I searched my notes for the word Holly, and I have the note here. Henry, without Holly, this plan fails. The kids immediately shove Holly down the stairs.
I was shocked when she like smacked that
Oh,
kid.
that
with
was so good.
with the jukebox.
With
Yeah.
this jukebox, but I thought that was so funny. It's like we need Holly alive and well and willing, and then the kids proceed to just like beat her and
Beat
lynch
her up.
They like lynch her at the bottom. Of
That
the
was very
stairs.
very Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. I agree. I think
Freaking love Derek.
I think I
I
put
love
on here
Derek.
somewhere that like Derek not only was one of the better actors in this season, but he was also maybe the best character.
They're
I never have experiences where a character made me hate him so much at the start with, and then I immediately love him in the same episode.
I was like, this guy's great. Yeah.
Same episode, maybe not. Yeah, I was gonna say.
like the turnaround was
Was
crazy.
quick. Yeah. I this show in general is really good about like, new characters. Like I feel like a lot of times when you introduce a new character, it's like, oh, like they're not OG. You're kind of like they're the outsider, but like, they did Max, fan favorite now. People
Erica.
really loved Eddie. Erica was great.
I'm really glad
Yeah.
to see you talked about balancing characters. I was happy they finally brought back in and did something with all the characters. Like we got Erica, obviously, and Derek, Holly.
Mr. Clark.
But I was going to say,
yeah.
the science teacher, I'm so glad we brought him back because he was always...
The problem though is, I don't know why my voice cracked
Got
there.
the librarian.
Yeah, it's like
Librarian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
She was taking in the back seat. Sorry.
the thing is, like, you can have all the characters, that's great, but like, if you're just gonna be just chilling in the background, like,
Oh, I agree they could have done it better, but I was happy to see everybody.
yeah, like if you're gonna do it, take some notes from Marvel on how to balance characters with Infinity War. You have a whole season.
Yeah. I think the biggest of the whole show.
Yeah.
Like season 1, I think the biggest backseater. Season 1, I really like Jonathan. dude, 2, 3, 4, 5. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
He just sitting
I was
there.
begging, like, episode 1 of season 5. Let's just say Jonathan died off screen and let's be done
Yeah,
with him.
I like Jonathan. He just kind of there. He hangs out with his brother sometimes. He likes
Argyle
Nancy.
we didn't even get Argyle back.
Argyle apparently didn't want to come back.
I'm pretty sure he said in an interview he wanted to come back, and they were like, "We don't have a spot for you." And that's
Honestly,
we had a
like-
spot for everyone but Argyle.
I
Come
liked
on,
Argyle.
We couldn't have had him in the final battle.
yeah.
I would have loved to have
Driving
had
the
Argyle
pizza
back.
van through the upside down.
I thought that would have been so good,
Oh man.
man.
You got, like I said, all these side characters they added, they're always fun. Like Robin was added in 3, but people love Robin. Now.
Which Robin,
I think they. Oh, go ahead.
they
Sorry.
kind of butchered Robin's character.
Getting ready to say the same thing, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
What made
Yeah.
her good in 3, and she was funny in 4. She's
Yeah.
funny in 3 and 4, and then they just like they did to her what they did to Thor.
They
With
cartoonified her.
Love and
Yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah.
They
So-
like, hey, we like the funny. Let's do all funny.
So
Yeah.
like they were like, okay, we have a character who like has these autistic traits and is gay and she's a little quirky. And then in this season they cranked that up to 11. It said, what if? Oh, that wasn't even a joke.
Yeah.
They were like, what if she had TikTok brain now? Like that's how I felt about Robin.
you know
this
what that's
season.
called in like shows and stuff? It's called Flanderization.
That's true. Happened to Patrick.
It's like they take one
Trait.
trait of a character and make that their whole personality. Something where they like a layered character, like they use Ned Flanders as the one.
Yeah.
Early Simpsons, very like he's one of his things is just he's the neighbor over here.
Yeah.
And he's the very religious one. Now that's all he is.
I feel like in
It's
a
not
show
just
like
one aspect
in
of
The
it.
Simpsons that works. I feel like kind
know,
of like
but like-
Family Guy, but in this, no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
and like
a lot of shows do it because it's like we don't have to write anything complex in. It's just hey, they do this one thing.
I'll
Well, that's
never like my least favorite part with her. I think I had 2 least favorite parts with her. One of them wasn't even in the finale. It was in the first part. She's standing at the top of the stairs and she has a plan and she goes, "Oh," and does like the TikTok hands, slides down the stairs, like rolls over the table, and she's like, "So what if?" and then slams a big thing down, and I'm just like, "What is happening?" And just the way she talks is just
What they
like,
do to Robin.
Yeah.
what they do to Robin. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. But she did have some emotional beats that I liked.
She had a few that I really
Yeah.
liked. Yeah,
Like
like
she's a good actress.
and
I love Maya
Hawk. is
Maya
that her
Hawk.
name? Yeah,
She should be a good actress because it's in her blood. Like,
Yeah.
look at both her parents.
Did you go ahead?
I was gonna say, as far as acting goes, I think she gave a really great performance.
Did you catch the Pulp Fiction reference?
No, I don't know if I did or not.
When they're doing like the projector stuff, and she puts like her hand up, and it's like her mom from Pulp Fiction with like the hand thing. And
I didn't even catch
Yeah.
that. No,
It's
that's
like
cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw it.
Jonah, say your thing, and then I want to talk about the references. Go ahead, Jonah.
Oh, I was gonna say I saw an interview with either Maya Hawk or Ethan Hawke and said that Maya Hawke was walking around with her dad at
did
Ethan
see
Hawke.
that.
Yeah, and then someone walked up and was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And then Ethan Hawke was like, "Nah, man,
I'm not doing
not
photographs
photos."
today.
He's like, "I don't know."
They're like,
I don't-
"Who are you?"
I don't know who you are, dude. I'm
Who the
talking
heck
to
are
Robin.
you, black
yeah,
phone guy?
yeah.
Yeah,
You're the
did
guy
see
from
that.
Moon Knight.
No, talking about some of the stuff. So I put in here some of these 80s plots and references are a little too obnoxious and too on the nose. It's always had a ton of references, and I'm fine with that. I think like them talking about the flux capacitor, showing Indiana Jones is in the theater.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fine. Handing someone a box and going, "Biogulls." Just like
I forgot about that. There's some product placement for products that don't exist.
Well,
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
in the first episode of the season, there was like the peanut butter.
Peanut butter poppers.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Which
They-
sound fantastic.
They're talking about bringing them back.
Okay, the way he describes it,
It's like-
Steve describes it, I'm like, I want to eat that.
Like
that worked.
There's talk about them
Yeah.
wanting to bring that back now.
I will eat a peanut butter popper.
maybe it was just me though. I felt like some of the references were very forced. What you just told me about the Pulp Fiction reference, that's great. I want more of that.
Yeah.
I want it where it's like it's baked in, but it's not
subtle,
like.
and if you catch it,
I feel like
ooh.
this season did the member berry thing from
Yeah.
South Park. It's like remember
Member?
this, remember this, remember
Yeah.
this.
tickle all that 80s nostalgia that we totally all have.
Robin
Yeah.
had one of my
40
other
years
least
ago.
favorite scenes, and I took a picture of it because I thought it was really funny. So one of my general complaints, and here's the thing, I need to ask Cole this. I feel like in previous seasons there were exposition dumps.
Yeah.
Was it as bad as it was in this season? There was so.
Felt like they
I feel like every scene was an exposition dump to get us to another
well,
exposition
yeah, it's
dump.
been freaking forever since they've had a season. Like,
Like-
you're gonna forget.
But like,
Oh yeah,
was like, here's a plan to make a plan to make a plan.
Have you guys watched the documentary yet?
No.
On the
I've
making
seen
of it?
clips.
I probably
of it.
won't.
Yeah, I've seen clips.
You want me to tell you something that's going to make you a little frustrated here?
Did they use AI? Is that what it's
They
about?
used AI.
I heard about that.
And they did not have the script finished when they started.
that
Filming
makes me
the finale.
so mad.
The finale.
The finale.
I'll
That
say
makes me so mad.
The AI part, the AI. So basically, what the deal was is it had a picture of them writing the script in Google Docs.
And they had ChatGPT.
There's a
and
ChatGPT tab open. The documentary director claims it was for general research, but there is a ChatGPT tab open next to Google Docs, along with Reddit.
I don't know if they used it to write it or not, but maybe they needed to.
It's
I don't know.
suspicious if it's there.
I'm saying also have the whole thing finished before you start.
Yeah, that's some
Yeah.
like Star Wars stuff.
So I took a picture
Some
of
Marvel
two
stuff.
things back to back with Robin that made me mad. Talking about the references and how annoying they are,
Okay.
and then talking about the planning. So thing number one, she said, "This plan is hitting me like a Whitney Houston high note."
Yeah, I know what that is.
That's just stupid. Like
No,
that's
that's an 80s thing.
but that's like open up. Here's an '80s reference. Like it's not
Yeah,
natural.
but come on. Whitney Houston's timeless, though.
Cole, you're missing the point. Yes, reference Whitney Houston. You could do it in other ways. I think the way they referenced Prince and what was the other band that they were playing? on the
Butthole
radio?
servers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was fine. That was good.
Iron Maiden got a shout out at the end
Yeah,
also.
Yeah.
you could have played a Whitney Houston song or have someone like stub their toe and go and be like, oh, Whitney. I feel like
It's really loud.
open up and be like, here's a Whitney Houston reference was so dumb. And then also,
I don't think that was that bad. That's kind of petty.
It's funny. I put in my notes. I said, why do we have to grab objects to do even the most simple of analogies?
That's a big Stranger Things thing.
And then
Yeah,
literally,
that's-
They've always been doing
and then
that.
literally the next
That's
scene was the scene I'm talking about here. And she goes, and she went and grabbed records to say, let's say this record is this person and this record's this person. They're on top of each other. And I'm like, you couldn't have
They're
just.
visual learners.
They did that one.
Hey, you're a teacher. Do they all learn the same?
Oh, true.
You're not wrong.
It's like Back to the Future when he's like, "This is our timeline, and this
Yeah,
is
like
the
if
new
you explain
timeline."
it to me, I'm like, I'm not tracking. Like, and then you show me, like, oh, that makes sense.
I feel like you don't have to do it for all of them. It
They're all
undermines.
visual learners, Tyler.
It undermines some of the cool visual learning things they do when every.
He
Here's
said
the
doo
thing.
doo.
No.
Sorry.
I feel like you could have just had Robin say, be like, what if their minds are like on top of each other and they're in the same place? And they went, whoa, would have been better than her going, Zoy, and like running to the other room like she did and unsleeving records to just put them on top of each other. That was, I don't know. That bothers me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's lazy writing to pad time and try to spice up a
They've
boring
always done
scene.
that, though.
That's valid. Both valid.
I feel like
it didn't bother me personally.
To
but-
the degree, though, to that degree,
I mean, that's her character now. She's been flanderized.
man,
She got love and thundered.
got Love and Thundered. Yes, I like that.
There were people saying with Robin, they're like, "Oh, well, she's just like opening up with like part of being like,
What are you going to say here, Jonah?
well, this is what people were what's the word?
Gaytistic.
Well, I was thinking of a nicer word. Well, that's what people were saying. Like, I'm thinking you're giving the Whitos a little too much credit.
Yeah, I agree.
But maybe that is what they're going for. Maybe ChatGPT told them to say that. Do that. I don't know. But
Maybe. Man.
So
what were we
let's
talking
talk
about before I said that weird thing?
I don't know. Tyler, I'm going
Robin?
to bring up something that you brought up
Okay.
at the end of part 1 when you finished watching it.
Okay.
The Steve and Dustin relationship.
It still made me mad. I'm glad they
Really?
resolved it.
Yeah,
but-
here's my thing. When they resolved it and Dustin breaking down in tears, he can't go through it again.
It got me a little bit.
Yeah, that was
great.
a great scene. And like, you know what? That's it. Because this dude was coping. And he just, you got to think. You watched someone, you saw something very traumatic, someone
Yeah.
that was close to you. And it's rough. And Steve, here's the thing. If that's all you've heard and you've been treated like crap and he was like, I'm going to put up with it for Dustin, eventually you're going to have your breaking point.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what, dude, I'm done. I'm not getting talked to this way. And
Yeah, the fight was real.
Yeah,
that's
I
real.
loved that scene, but I also feel like one that could have been done sooner. But two, it's not just Steve and Dustin. It's everybody in this season is infighting, especially in the first part. Every single one of them. I feel like
that's stressful times.
I feel like the infighting stuff should have happened in a previous season. This is the season about getting stuff done. We should be having character growth and development that's not just rehashing, because all these people have already fought to various degrees in the past.
Yeah, this is in game here. But
Yeah.
like, this is like everyone's got to be on the same page here.
Yeah, so like it's not just Steve and Dustin, but like they were a big part of it. But it's between Steve and is John his
Jonathan.
name?
Yeah, well,
Steve?
they
always
Jonathan thought he was trying to steal Nancy.
Steve and Jonathan and Will and Joyce and Hopper and 11 and sorry, there was another. I'm mixing that up with someone else. I just felt like everybody had beef with everyone, and when I think the bickering is fine every now and then, but literally we're talking about like end of the world stuff here. Can we stop bickering in the car for 30 seconds and do our job?
You got to think it's
but you got to have some conflict between them.
You got to think they're high schoolers.
I would rather the conflict be
character-wise,
the Demogorgons and like the world ending.
Yeah, but it strengthens the relationships a little bit. You
got to think they're stressed
when they
out.
fight,
They've been in this lockdown here for a while.
I will.
Year,
forgot.
2 years. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. I do agree though. I think the Steve and Dustin fighting, I do wish it was maybe a little sooner they resolved it. But I like that moment. I think the main reason I didn't like it is that with Dustin especially, he's like a really fun guy and their dynamic is so fun. Mm-hmm. And we didn't really have that at all until the end. But one thing I do like kind of about the Dustin thing and also the whole show, I like that they don't like brush off character deaths. So like when they killed Billy, like I feel like a lot of shows, if when they kill a character off next season, maybe they're sad for like an episode and then it's like, we're moving on.
Or Bob, they're still mourning that.
Yeah. Bob and like Billy, like Max is sad about Billy most of season 4, which makes sense. That's her brother.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Eddie here, even though we could have done some things differently. I like that they don't just like, all right, we're moving on. You know what I mean?
And I think they could have done Steve and Dustin better. One, showing why they were fighting sooner. They kind of showed us in the season finale episode, but I don't know if they ever really covered why they were even fighting to begin with in like episode 1 there of the new season. Maybe show me that the reason Steve's been a little distant is because he was jealous of Eddie, or like in Dustin's relationship with him. We could have covered that. We know that Dustin is upset because of Eddie's death, but that shouldn't be a reason that he treats Steve like a jerk.
Well, you gotta think if you're dealing with that, you're probably not coping well. You're not managing your emotions well.
I agree,
and that's his defense thing. Is like, I'm just gonna be a jerk to everybody.
Yeah.
I agree, but he wasn't a jerk to everyone. He was a jerk to Steve.
Yeah.
And like, I would agree with you if he was like distancing himself from everyone and just lashing out at everyone indiscriminately. His beef seemed to be exclusively.
Yeah, but he still wasn't
Steve.
his usual self around anybody else, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just.
I hear what you're saying though.
It felt forced.
If Steve's trying to reach out and be that person for him, and he's like, no, I'm not. I can't do it.
Here's what it felt like to me. It felt like they wrote the scene on the staircase. Apparently they didn't because they didn't have the script done. It felt like they had that idea
for the finale. This was before the finale.
You're right. It felt like they had that scene. They're like, okay, we need to have a really emotional moment between Steve and Dustin. How can we make that happen? And they wrote backwards, and they just kind of like, and sometimes that's fine. It just felt over to me. It felt forced, and it was a little too much.
I didn't think so. I disagree with you on that one.
And that's fine.
Dog complaint. I do agree. I got emotional though there at that part. A lot of parts on this season made me pretty emotional.
Yeah, there was. Speaking of the exotic matter, which we just kind of threw in, which is fine. Was the exotic matter, you watched the show recently, mentioned at any other point in this show?
No.
Okay. Like, that was kind of my thought.
Not directly.
Like, we just randomly, episode 6?
Yeah. Maybe.
No, episode 7.
Yeah.
It was literally the next.
They shoot it in 6.
But we don't learn.
They find it in 6. You don't know
we don't learn what it is till
the
the second to last episode.
No, it was 6. It was 6. They shoot it in 5. They find out in 6. Then 7, they're all back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, like.
So we're near the end of the whole show.
Next to last episode, we introduce this thing called exotic matter that apparently was the reason people were working on it. And this wormhole was the whole reason we wanted to reach Henry. And I'm like, I feel like once again, you could have introduced this bare minimum earlier in the season, but you probably should have been sprinkling some of these things throughout the show if this was where you wanted it to go.
I don't know. I feel like for me, I feel like you needed a big new thing with the Upside Down. And I think the Abyss was that. And also,
I was fine with Planet X. It was just like, or whatever they call it, the Abyss.
The Abyss.
Yeah.
Also, is that another planet and it's a portal to it, or is it another dimension?
Yes.
Okay, valid.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I feel like I don't know, Cole, you can say this. I feel like if you go back and watch the show, you could maybe see like the implications of they found something. You know, what
Someone
I mean?
went out and pointed that one of the sketches Will had done in a previous season kind of showed the hand thing that turns into the mind flare. So like there was a little bit of stuff there.
That's
Yeah.
that's there. I'm talking more about the this exotic matter stuff. They don't reference it ever, or they never like hint at it.
They never reference it. They never hint it. And in my mind, just don't introduce it. Just like say there's a tunnel and that's it. The exotic matter did zero things except for melt a room for one episode.
Well, it makes the upside down go boom boom.
You could have just said we're going to blow up the upside down. Like you could
nuke it.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, but how would they have done that?
you
know what I mean?
I just feel like it really didn't do much, and I would have rather them have not throw in this like MacGuffin-y thing.
This whole thing was a MacGuffin.
The whole season was a MacGuffin. On that note,
Something just happened on the Yule log. Something just happened. Sorry.
The exotic matter is powerful enough to melt concrete, metal, steel beams, all that stuff. How are Nancy and John just...
I interpret it as like it only affected upside down stuff. Like it melts the stuff there.
All right.
Yeah. I could buy that. I could buy that.
Because like the people, the bodies,
matter.
I'd take a bite of that.
The bodies they find weren't melted. It looked like they had drowned and gotten stuck in the goop.
It's like quicksand type stuff is what it is.
I will buy that. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Okay.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah.
You've settled that in my...
Because I thought too at first, like, well, shouldn't they be dying if it's hot? But I was like, it seems like it's just like almost moving the molecules of the upside down.
Yeah, and then
something.
like it freezes almost.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say one of my favorite scenes in this entire season was the breakup scene between John and Nancy. I thought that was
in the goop room.
I thought in the goop room.
Break up in the goop room.
Like I kind of knew that they were going to break up, but like I really liked the way they did it. It was very well done, very emotional scene. Gave each character some closure. That was a really well done scene.
Yeah, I liked it.
Did you guys think they were going to... Who did you guys think? And if so, who did you think they were going to kill off this season?
I knew they weren't going to kill off anyone important, like meaningful in a meaningful fashion.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a few thoughts coming into it. I thought like it's either going to be Will or Eleven's dying. I thought so.
Yeah, like
which I may be partially right on that.
I just don't give. But that's the thing; they couldn't even commit to that. Like
that's the thing. Like if you're going to do it, and the character because they're like we got some major deaths coming. Collie can't be your only major death. We don't even care about that character enough.
That is the Stranger. Listen, that's the Stranger Things formula. You introduce a side character.
I thought you were
to
gonna
kill
say that's
them.
the strangest thing. I was like,
no, they've done that every season. You introduce a side character and they kill them. Season 1, it was the redheaded friend. Season 2, it was Bob.
Barb.
oh, Barb. Yeah. I thought you meant Max. I'm like, what?
Season 2, it was Bob. Season 3, it was.
Well, Billy was there in season 2.
Was he?
Alexi.
But
Alexi,
season 2, the
yeah.
person they introduced to kill was.
Bob.
Bob. Season
Alexi is 3.
Alexi's 3, as well as kind of Billy. Season 4 was Eddie.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the Stranger Things
4
thing.
was when it was starting to get like, all right.
Yeah, like
We see a pattern.
We see a pattern. Yeah.
I was fearing for Derek's life over there.
It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
same. Yeah.
Derek.
It's over. You're new.
You're cooked.
You're cooked, buddy.
It reminded
Yeah.
me of the Family Guy bit where it's like guest starring on like a murder mystery is the guy who did it, and they're like looking down. It's like, huh? Who did it? Pointing down at the guy's name. It's just like, Stranger Things, I feel like, is too scared to actually give a meaningful death to a mainstay character, with the exception of Billy.
Yeah.
Billy,
And that hit.
so well.
Yeah.
I thought Billy was really good, but like I would like more of that. I think we should have killed someone else.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Murray have a change of heart and sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
I would.
Hopper does his...
I tried.
Hopper wants to kill himself. Listen,
Yeah.
Hopper wants to.
They won't let the poor guy do it.
Yeah. Hopper has literally walked around this whole season with a gun in his mouth. He's like, let me please. Let me do
He's
it.
not just do it, not even say anything.
Yeah.
I thought you're going to kill off... I thought when they introduced the engagement ring, I'm like, Jonathan's dying.
Yeah. I was thinking before it started, I'm like, 11 makes the most sense. Because kind of what they did in the show, my thought was like, well, if they get rid of all the magic, she's kind of part of that. So if that would make sense for her, like, oh, all the magic goes away. I think they even say that in documentary. I thought emotionally wise, if they wanted to kill everybody, or like break everyone's heart, I would say Steve. And they kind of
they almost did it.
They definitely knew what they were doing with
It
that
was the
part.
biggest fake out in the world, and that was the thing. So Elena was in there at that point.
Yeah.
Steve started to fall off the tower, and she goes, "No!" And I was like, "They're not going to kill Steve here." And then like the next shot was them grabbing the hand, and I was like, that would be such a lame way to kill Steve. They would never do that.
They knew what they were doing for sure.
Hear me out though. Here's how I would have wrote this Steve, Jonathan, Nancy love triangle. I think Jonathan should have died. Steve should have found the engagement ring and then proposed with that ring to Nancy.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say Nancy dies and then Jonathan and Steve start making out.
Maybe, but I'm thinking like Steve pseudo heel turn here. Like he's still lovable.
I'm evil again.
But he's partially like, dude, what the heck, man?
A lot of people were upset that Steve and Nancy are not going to be a thing. And I kind of like that. Like they were high school kids. They had a crush on each other. They grew up and they realized they're not right for each other. And that's okay. Like the three of them are just meant to be friends and not in a romantic way. And that's realistic. That was honestly a good writing choice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say, but that's Steve, 11 were my two big ones. I thought anybody was on the table for the end, but, I guess they weren't. I was going to say, too, you talked about, like, not killing a major character off. I like that they brought him back because I think season 4 was, like, one of the best Hopper seasons. But when I thought when Hopper was dead at the end of 3, that hit really hard. I'm like, dude, I loved Hopper. And then devastating.
And then he's alive.
But I will say, him and Russia went hard.
Yeah, that was
good.
That a lot.
Give me Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops vibes.
Him sword fighting a Demogorgon. That's like one of my favorite scenes.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Demogorgons,
yeah.
Where the heck are they in the final battle?
That was what I had written down. Normally, plot holes don't get to me, but unless it takes me out of it. But it's a hive mind, and that's their home planet. I've seen some fan explanations as to why they're not there, but
on vacation.
No,
it's their home planet.
I complained. Yeah. I had some notes on that too. Like there was no Demogorgons, there was no Demodogs, and we've shown that
Doug Dimmadome.
No Doug Dimmadome.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yep. But we've shown that a Demogorgon can just walk off a 50 cal machine gun from a Humvee. Like it just breezed through it. But you're gonna tell me Nancy's little like 7.62 rifle, whatever she's shooting there, like was enough to get this thing to like lodge itself between a cliff?
Yeah.
Oh, the
mind player.
Big boy.
Yeah, like that should realistically have zero impact on that mind
thing
player.
Is like, that's also, I have a gripe with the planet here. They don't like the heat. Why are you in a sunny desert planet?
Yeah, that's true too. It should be like, I feel like it should be like a marshy wetland kind of gross thing. They're all like, they're all
like
plants.
The upside down.
They're plant and spore based. Yeah, like I assumed it was going to be some like marshy kind of.
It's like you don't even know how your own show works.
No, everything is literally designed to kind of have this like floral fauna kind
and like,
of look
you know
to
what?
it.
Even like the early season upside down. Best looking upside down because it looks gross and it looks floral and it looks exactly how you described how it should be for their
slimy. And
it just feels you feel gross looking at it.
Yeah.
Now the other one's just like, oh, it's just dark.
Yeah,
it's dark with some vines and occasionally a red LED light.
Yeah,
yeah. Abyss. Overall, the Abyss thing is a cool idea because it's like, because there's like another planet at the top. And that's upside down too. It's like that's cool.
He's trying to make it meat.
Cool in principle.
Cool in principle. I just like a clip went viral of the documentary because there's a clip where one of the writers, and apparently he wrote like episode 4 of this. He wrote like the running up that hill episode. Apparently he writes bomb episodes. He says he's in the writers' room. He says there has to be something in the abyss, right? Like a Demogorgon or something. Like there can't just be nothing. And then one of the duffers goes, And then they just keep going. I'm like, okay, so someone in the room knew that was off.
Yeah.
You guys just kept going. Yeah.
The guy who
writes gas.
Who is like, his track record's great.
Yes.
I was literally thinking about the final scene in relation to Dungeons and Dragons when a kid came up. I haven't played D&D in a hot second. I've been open about the fact that I do like it. And occasionally kids come up and ask me D&D questions. Normally I can't really help them. But this kid was like, I'm having my players fight, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, is this a good fight? And I was like, I don't know what level your players are. I can't really answer that. And I said, here's what I will tell you. Here's what makes a good fight. And you guys you've played D&D with me. You can relate to this. I said, don't just put one really strong bad guy in the middle. Put a medium strong bad guy in the middle with a lot of other things to do.
A lot of little minions.
That way your players are forced to engage with on all fronts. They're surrounded. It makes it feel more good. I said nothing is fun when everyone just surrounds the big bad guy and starts wailing on it.
Using all their spells,
And then I watched that episode and I was like,
Literally what they did.
Literally, in a show that focuses on Dungeons and Dragons as the core principle, they ignore one of the core principles of Dungeons and Dragons, which is don't just put a single bad guy in the middle for all your players to wail on.
Yeah. I will say though, I did like that they did I did like the kaiju overall.
He was cool.
Because I was like, even though it wasn't, like you said, that not the D&D way, like I think it would have been more D&D-ish if the Gorgons were there, but
the effects on that final fight were really
amazing.
Good looking.
Yeah,
for a TV show,
the visuals are great.
Yeah, for a TV show, this is some of the best looking TV I've seen. It looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
The problem, though, is the spectacle of this final fight was not that much of a spectacle. Season 3, the one fight in the mall, felt more like a final boss, like of the whole thing.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's a little too short.
And it's also shorter than the Will coming out scene.
Let's talk about. I was getting ready to say the same thing. Let's talk about that. Yeah, someone pointed out that the Will coming out was like 20 seconds longer than the final fight,
which is insane.
It is insane.
Which I didn't like. I liked that scene. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
personally,
him coming out.
Yeah, people were hating on it. I'm like, it's fine.
It's not as bad as everyone was making it out
No, it's
to be.
fine.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's quite as bad. Careful fiddling with your mic. It's going in the ears. Yeah, he did it intentionally that time. I have headphones on and I can just hear. I was trying to look at you guys, figure out who did it. Elena's in the other room, and maybe she could stress to this. My comment. Everyone does. You could have had a coming out scene, there and made it significantly better. First off, I would have loved to have seen Will just come out to his mom, or maybe his mom and Mike. That would have been great. The line, Mike, you need to hear this. Everyone does. It was just kind of cringe. And even Elena, who was just like,
Yeah. People who don't even know who the heck this guy is.
I think it should have just been.
Well, she knows who Will is, but she was like, but even she was, and then we're all in the room and it's awkward. And his speech was just, it was too much. I feel like it was too much. And it was almost treating the audience and the cast like people don't know what a gay person is.
Well, it's
now,
the 80s, which
I understand it was taboo, but they know what being gay is.
My thing though is here's my big plot hole of this. No one's gonna bring up AIDS. It's the 80s. This is like the big thing for the gay community.
Oh, you think someone should have thrown AIDS
what
in his
about
face?
AIDS?
I'm pretty sure AIDS was 90s.
No, that was the 80s.
That was 80s.
Are you sure?
I don't think anyone should have brought that up.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury caught AIDS in the
That would have
80s.
killed the vibe.
Here's what
That
would
would have really funny though.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what would have made the coming out scene totally fine for 99% of people watching this show.
Peaks on in the background.
What is it?
Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see that.
peak alert.
Here's what would have made it great for me and great what I feel like for like 99% of people. Will said the reason he felt like he had to come out was so that Vecna had no power over him because Vecna showed him bad images. Show me those.
Yeah.
Show me those. Show, don't tell. Like throughout
Yeah.
the season, when Vecna is torturing Will with these potential images of what would happen if he told his friends he's gay, show me that. Show me why Will is scared. I didn't know that was a plot point until the coming out party. Like I feel like if we had laid the groundwork that he was worried by coming out, he would lose all of his friends, then I feel like that scene would have hit so much harder than him just kind of saying it in the moment.
See, my thought was just like, oh, it's the 80s. It's implied that people aren't going to be a huge fan of it. I think it would have been a little better or a little less kind of stiff and awkward if it was like Joyce and the kids. Like maybe Robin, but she already knows.
Yeah.
Like, and the brother. Like Steve is just kind of sitting there. He's kind of like, I don't really care, man. And then who else is there? Murray. Collie's there. Collie doesn't even know him.
I think Mr. Clark's there.
Mr. Clark.
They got
Murray
like
is there.
everyone
Yeah.
but Hopper.
Yes.
in the room.
Like, just do
Vicky's
his friends.
in there.
Yeah. The
Hopper's
friends,
the
who
one
cares?
character I would have liked to have seen his face.
Yeah. And also the brother already knows. So honestly,
Yeah.
Jonathan doesn't even have to be there.
It was just
So,
like, yeah, it was.
You know what? They did a good coming out scene already with Robin.
Yes.
that was a better scene.
Like that's not my biggest problem. I think it was overdone. It was overdone. It was overplayed. It was overhyped. And like with many times in this season, I have a ton of notes on this. That's like, why aren't we in a hurry? We should be in a hurry. Why are we walking? Why aren't we running? Like he says, we have to leave in 5 minutes because the world might end. I feel like you could have done this scene a better way.
Okay, but here's my thing with that. and this would be kind of playing devil's advocate, but also kind of taking a shot at the people who are complaining about this scene, saying like, well, it's urgent. You have to do it. Like, you're the same people who were fine in season 3 with the Never Ending Story song break when we were in a hurry. We have time for this.
They're in the middle of being chased.
Yeah.
But didn't that happen during the chase though?
Yeah.
They're in the car.
But
yeah.
They need like, hey, we need to be quick here. So he's like, no, we got to sing a song.
I guess I don't remember that as much. For the record, I didn't love season 3. Like, that one was pretty low.
Yeah,
on my list.
and those were people who like, oh, that was iconic, that was great, and then there's the same people who are complaining about.
I got you.
The same, yeah.
I don't think
like no.
I don't hate that he had a coming out party. I'm fine with that. I think it could have been done better with a lot of little twists. Here's what I definitely don't like. I don't like that Will's character development was reduced to being gay and coming out.
Flanderization.
I thought I liked Will in this season. I thought it went a little deeper. It was more about like him having to like almost accept himself and be more confident, and it was kind of told through that way. I felt like, because like the scene where he gets his powers, I felt like it's about him accepting himself, and also like he was like more overall just not confident and just like ashamed of like what he like getting kidnapped and being weak and everything. And I don't know. I thought it was a little more layered. Bro.
I'm sorry.
Mine went off like 5 times.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to mute it here. My bad. Yeah, no, I don't know. I like Will as a character. I felt like in the last 2 seasons, he's kind of been reduced to not doing much.
Oh, he did nothing.
And then like
that's why I like that they gave him something.
They gave him something. I don't know. I would have liked to. I like the sorcerer bit. I loved that.
That
actually
was awesome.
That was
episode
awesome.
is fantastic.
Connecting that to the fact that he was kidnapped and he's had time to connect to this hive mind. I loved all that. I don't know.
I like it. Felt full circle because he was the inciting incident, and now he's the key to.
I didn't love that the majority of his character development this season was he's gay to the point like I thought this was really funny when Mike is wrapping up the Dungeons and Dragons story. Is it me? Someone is like, maybe it's my mic hitting the table there. I don't know. Sorry, listeners, if that mic's been like going ham. Mike's giving everyone the wrap up story. Max and Lucas get a beautiful, cute, like little thing about how they fall in love, and then he does Dustin going off to like the university to study magic and stuff like that, and he's like, Will goes to a gay bar in the city.
But it's like,
and I was like, what?
Well, it's like he finds acceptance though.
No, I get you, but like once again, I just feel like it's not presented well.
Until we have the Netflix cinematic universe and Jeffrey Dahmer shows up. Yeah, you want to?
The timeline's up.
Want to take some photos?
Yeah,
I just thought it was
gay stuff.
I just thought it was so funny that like we don't see Will's dreams or ambitions and what he wants to do with his life.
He's being gay.
He just wants to, and yes, being accepted is definitely part of it. But like, I thought that was funny. That's how they wrapped up. They're giving us a flash forward of what everyone's life is going to be, and his life is he's at a bar talking to boys, and I'm like, good for him, I guess. But like, I just thought that was funny that's how they wrapped him up.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it was even in 4, he didn't do much in 4, but part of 4 was that he was afraid people would
was hinting at it,
treat him differently. Yeah. He says that to Mike and his brother. He's like, sometimes he's talking about 11, but he's really talking about himself. Mm-hmm. In the car, he's like, oh, I feel like sometimes if you feel different, you feel like people are going to hate you for it. And so I feel like the conclusion to his arc is he's like, oh, people aren't going to hate me for this. You know what I mean? So I feel like that part to me was like, oh, well, that's the conclusion to his character.
I just feel like it could have been
happy
done
ending.
better.
I guess that's fair.
That's my thing. I just feel like all of that could have been done better. And like Cole said, it really undermines Robin because Robin had this arc, not to the same degree in season 3, but I feel like it should have been to the same degree.
Hers was handled in a very not as jarring of a way.
Hers was handled very nicely.
The writing in the bathroom scene is really good.
I would have loved to have seen Robin get her coming out like moment if that's what we're gonna do. Like, I just feel like it undermines Robin and it could have been done better. But I didn't hate it. It was significantly better than I thought it was going to be given what the discourse was online.
People were just being way too
I think
weird about it.
Well, here's the thing: when they were comparing this to the final season of Game of Thrones level bad.
Oh my gosh.
No. I actually overall liked the final
I have a lot to glaze about. people, yeah, was like, this is one of the biggest fall offs in
here's
TV
the thing. I
history.
think
No,
everyone
you
thought
don't
it
know
was-
what a bad day is, bro.
I think everyone had this hyped up so much in their mind, and it didn't meet those expectations, and it just
I hope
it fell flat. Now, here's the thing: could they have handled the finale better? Let's talk about the 11 thing while we're at it.
True.
Yeah.
Let's talk. So, what do you guys think? What happened to her?
I like the Inception-ish ending. That's a dumb way to say it.
No,
I like
I
the
agree.
ambiguous ending.
I agree.
I think she's dead though. The way I interpreted it is like Hopper has that talk with Mike, and he's like, basically saying like, do you keep wallowing in it, or do you like have hope and accept what happened and moved on? I felt like him saying that D&D story was almost in a way he's like giving the
That's
hope to
his way
his
to
friends.
cope.
I think
Yeah.
she's toast. If she's
Yeah.
not toast, she should have told Mike her plan.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's really scummy. If you didn't tell him your plan.
I just think
Yeah.
Mike's huffing copium like most of the fan base is with the secret episode. But
Yeah. And
I
also,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I do like how like if I think like, oh, here's why she. I do like that it is pretty ambiguous because you do think like, I'll think like, oh, well, this is why she is alive, and then I'll think, oh, well, no, because this is why she could be alive. So it conflicts. But my main thing is like my theory would be like, no, Mike's whole thing is the if the sound kryptonites were going off, she couldn't have. She would have been like, would have been freaking out or whatever.
yeah,
But as far as I can tell, when like Hopper is with 11 and they go off, I don't think normal people can hear him. Hopper doesn't really react when they go off until 11 starts freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is he wouldn't even know if it was on.
I don't think
Yeah.
he'd know if it was on.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd feel the pulse. They talked about how because of the sorcerer stone or whatever and the D&D thing, she couldn't cast any spells. She didn't cast any spells.
Yeah,
she
just
stood
died.
there.
Yeah.
And I think if the sound things were going off, she wouldn't have been able to have spoken with him in her mind. She would have been like on her knees on the ground.
Yes.
So I think she's dead. Additionally, the whole maybe she's alive hinges on the fact that Kali is alive.
Yeah, and she was bleeding out pretty bad.
She was, listen, I'm telling you guys this now, in an apocalyptic or emergency situation. If I'm shot and bleeding out and you leave me before I'm dead, dick move.
yeah.
At least put a bullet in my head.
Yeah, at least end it. Yeah.
Don't just leave me there to slowly like go necrotic on the floor of some dirty vine covered hospital room or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that was like, you know what I mean? So I don't think Kali lived. I don't think they would have left her down there if she wasn't dead.
And she was pretty in support of 11 dying.
Yeah,
I don't
Why
think
would
she would have just been. And she did kind of like when Hopper was saying you deserve to live. She was kind of like
Maybe.
moving, but I don't know. I think also think the story's a little better if she dies. It has more oomph.
So we were talking about Kali earlier and talking about 11. I like the way they ended with 11 potentially dying, probably dying. I actually really like that. We were talking about Kali being useless, and I said Kali served a purpose of trying to convince 11 to the dangers of dying. However, I feel like that undermines 11's intelligence. I would have preferred to have seen 11 come to the conclusion on her own that she was always going to be hunted and not even had Kali there.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
by setting up that 11's going to kill herself and then she actually kills herself, I feel like that's bad writing. In order for it to be good, she should have turned and been like, no, you know what? Being alive is worth the risk. Having this family is worth the risk. Instead, I think I would have liked it more if we never even had the idea that she was going to die being presented to us the whole time. And we saw her slowly put the pieces together. She finds the pregnant woman when she's in the lab with Hopper. She finds that the blood was Kali's. She realizes on her own that if she's alive, the government's always going to hunt her. And then it's a twist and she sacrifices herself. I think that would have been better.
Or
Yeah.
we go just crazy here with it. When she's in the tank and Hopper shoots her, quote unquote, make that legitimate, like legit shot her.
Yeah, but then she
Dude.
wouldn't have had her cool final magic showdown with
Yeah,
Vecna, which
but
I'm
no,
glad
but
we
no,
got.
but
That whole scene was
No,
great.
but then you let Will do it, and Will be the final.
I don't know.
Will
'cause
doesn't
then
have telekinesis.
I would have been pretty mad about that because like 11's the main lady the
No.
whole time, and then
Yeah.
it's like her dad shoots her on accident.
Yeah.
She
Be
doesn't get to
really
hang
funny
out.
though.
I think it would have been
Crazy.
funny, but no, I do think we needed to have the magic showdown with Vecna at the end. I think that was an important part of the plot. 11 versus Jane versus Henry. You know what I mean? Like
that's the big show.
And then
that's what started this all.
He's not even dead, and Joyce, who has not really been like, she's had her moments. She finally goes face to face with Vecna. F with the wrong family.
I like that on my pros.
You didn't like that?
No, I have my pros. I like that.
Oh, so you didn't like that?
No, I like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were. It sounded like you were saying you disliked that.
No,
I loved it. Not
I
only
love
was
that
the
Joyce killed
flashback
him.
good, but Joyce has just been here and been a victim the majority
and
of
she
this show.
finally gets her moment.
And she finally
Yeah.
gets her moment. I thought that was cool.
Also, S tier F bomb.
yeah,
Excellent F bomb. This is
Yeah.
the only F bomb I think of the whole show.
yeah.
Excellent.
It was. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I really like.
Not endorsing saying the F word, but if you're gonna do it, make it cool.
There was a couple really good montages. I loved the montage there at the end when Joyce is chopping off his head. There was I liked "You Became My Dad" speech that I
Oh,
said
man, that was
with
good to me.
11 and
Yeah.
Hopper. That one more than any of the others tugged on my heartstrings.
Yeah.
You became
Yeah.
my dad. Like I'm getting teary thinking about that. That was good.
Yeah.
I put there's a good moment between Hopper and 11 after the bath. Oh, I think that's what I'm talking about. That's the you became.
Well, no, he says you became my dad. Then Hopper, that also got me when Hopper after the bath, he's like, I know you think you have to sacrifice yourself, but like you deserve
Yes.
to have a life. Like
Yeah,
you
I
deserve
love
to live.
that.
You deserve. You haven't had a childhood.
Yeah,
you got it
you've been
stolen from
robbed.
you.
Yeah, like that got me too. I was like,
Which
oh,
once
man.
again, we had that really good speech with all these, and then she ends up dying. I would have rather that have,
her conclusion been like, I do deserve to live. Which,
yeah.
could-
Or I
could
would
be
have
the ending you
preferred we
pick.
not
Yeah.
have. I don't know.
yeah, that's the.
But I overall the 11th thing I liked it, and there was a lot of good flashbacks in this final episode with closing off character stuff.
I will say this: a lot of people didn't like the last hour. I thought the last hour was fantastic, personally.
I think with the exception of the military just magically letting these
Everything after that, yeah.
terrorists essentially.
Yeah.
Like, let's not
To them,
sugarcoat
to
it.
them,
These
yeah.
terrorists go was crazy.
Yeah, after, I mean, like in terms of emotional conclusion
Yes.
and seeing where everyone's at, like, man,
I liked
such a satisfying ending.
I loved I loved that Dustin was the valedictorian. I loved his speech.
his
That was
Eddie
good.
tribute. I like
That was
Steve's a teacher in town,
I asked my
a
principal.
baseball coach. Yeah,
We had a meeting today, and my principal was on there. I was like, hypothetically, Mr. Doherty.
I flipped you off.
And I was like, if a student at graduation during their valedictorian speech flipped you off, cursed multiple times, shot off confetti cannons, and stormed off the stage, like, can you withhold anything? And he was like, no, we can like remove him from the podium, but we can't really do much. And then someone else was like, they leaned over, whisper, was like, are you talking about Stranger Things? I was like, yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. I got distracted by Jonah's phone over here.
Oh yeah, sorry.
it's fine.
So you all think 11 died?
Yeah,
That's your preferred?
I think it's a better story.
I
Yeah.
think it's a better story. And if she's not dead,
It's lazy writing.
I think it's lazy writing. Yeah, I agree.
But I like to love that open if people want to believe that.
I
you
mean,
know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I like the Inception ending. Inception's one of my, like, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies. It's a good movie. I really
Yeah, it's a
like
good
that
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
And I love the ending of that movie. I know it makes people mad, but like,
I think it's a great ending.
I think it's a great ending.
Yeah.
Either he's in
People
a,
want to be talking about it if that didn't happen.
either
Yeah.
he's in a dream and he's living happily ever after, or he's living happily ever after with his family, and it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just kind of like a,
It's his ending. Yeah.
cool.
My thing is, I think you still should do. I think if you would have done the conformity gate thing, it would have been so freaking cool.
It would have been.
But
cool.
like, it's like, just imagine like you think it's over, everyone's happy. Post credit scene, it's not over.
take
Yeah.
your hand off that mic stand. Take it off. Don't stop. This whole
wet.
episode is going to be Cole just messing with his mind.
It's ASMR, dude.
Oh, we had worse.
We have, but it's just like, I keep thinking, is it me? It's not me. I look at Jonah. I'm like, it's not Jonah. I look over again. Cole, earlier, I heard it and I looked over. He had his hand on it. And then he goes, I'm not doing anything. Cole, I heard you put your hand on them.
Oh, I thought you were dissing me.
No, it was funny. I heard him go.
I can't. It
Don't
just
do
like,
it.
naturally wants to go right here.
It's the reason I wear headphones, so I can. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Cole. What were you saying? I'm super sorry to cut you off. I'm
Conformity gate.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about editing this later. And
Yeah, you can fix that, right?
Fix in post.
Yeah, yeah. Conformity gate. If you would imagine, like, you go through all this. Oops.
that's fine.
Get to
Mike
the
didn't pick that up.
get to the post. Like, go through it. Go through the credits. Post credit scene. Everyone's like up on the wall. The thing tube is shoved in their mouth, and then we have to wait for the next
Oh.
episode. Realize it was all been a fabrication.
I think if you tweak some things, could have been cool.
I probably wouldn't watch the next episode. I'd be mad.
Why?
Well, okay, imagine if the ending part was shorter. It was just like the graduation.
Okay,
scene.
if everything was shorter, then
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
But I feel like, to say it's not real means that the fight with the mind flayer and everything we've done with the plans and the tower, if you undermine that and say that all that didn't matter and didn't do anything, and then we have to like do it all again.
Like we do all, and it's like very rushed, and like it almost feels not good. Like it's a very rushed finale, and it makes people think like crap, and then we lose, and then it's like we got one more episode.
If they
That's
did
not been advertised, it's just
if the conformity thing had happened during the final episode, so like the final, not the movie we got like on New Year's, then maybe, but I think like
baller.
given everything they did, I feel like you have to be really careful saying that something isn't real and backtracking on your audience like that, because it just undermines it and it makes it where people don't put stakes and stuff, and that's just a slippery slope.
yeah.
That was my slippery noise.
That was a good slip.
didn't
I
really
think
work.
I think it would have been.
I like the way it ended. Cool idea. I like the way it ended more.
Yeah.
I think though.
I agree.
Yeah.
I actually think it was a really solid ending. I loved the Nancy's going off to be a journalist. John is a cinematographer. Steve's coaching Little League.
I
and
love
like
that.
being a teacher.
Yeah.
That was perfect. That was
Hopper
so
and
good.
Joyce proposing.
What was Robin doing again? Was she just there?
She was.
What was she doing?
I don't know if
Radio?
she said what she was. She did the radio one day to fill in.
I don't know if they said what she was doing,
I don't know if they said that either.
but the scene with them playing D&D, and
That
then
was
you see
great.
the flash forwards. It's probably one of my favorite endings to a show. And then the Holly and Derek and the
Her
kids
friends
come
going
down,
down.
and then he looks, closes the door. Oh,
That was
perfect way to end it.
so
Starts
good.
with starts same thing. Zoomed in on the sprinkler. They're playing D&D in the basement. Starts
Yeah.
where how it ended.
Yeah,
Or
Their
is how it
folders up. Yeah,
that was. I agree. It was a.
it felt like a curtain bow.
a near perfect ending as far as like a cinema, like a sentimental.
It
feeling.
coming
Yes.
full circle.
Yes, that was perfect. I did say to Elena, I said like, who sits down to play a D&D session and hasn't read the book at least once? Like Holly's like, surely there's a starter thing in here. As no, so can
They're
you
just going
imagine?
for it.
So
Yeah.
like we play. Everyone here has played D&D, and Elena's played D&D. I said, can you imagine? I sat us down to play D&D, but even I hadn't read the rule
starter
books yet,
book. Yeah.
and we all have to share the rule book to like learn
Yeah,
how to
but
play it in that
They
moment.
probably
Yeah.
like, man, they had a lot of fun there. Let's
Yeah,
let's
try it.
And I liked it. No, it's not a complaint. I liked it. It was just really funny. I was like,
That's gonna be a
oh,
lame
that's a
sesh."
nightmare.
Yeah.
I was like, that's gonna be a hellscape of a session.
Yeah. I have one more con before I do I say the glazing things.
I thought we just did the glazing.
We glazed a lot.
I have some more glazing.
We've been glazing. Glaze away,
But-
bro.
Well, should I keep glazing or should I do my one con and then continue glazing?
I say I have a bunch of really dumb cons in here. But
So
like, I
hold
probably
off on
won't
the
get to
cons?
half of them, but like I'd say we're in the glazing portion.
Okay. That's what I said. I like that Will was kind of the main guy this time. I like Joyce Kilvecna. I like the kaiju reminded me of like this is the D&D finale. This is the Tiamat. Like I said, could have been a little better, but I liked it.
Imagine Tiamat didn't have any sort of minions though.
Oh yeah, here's another hot take.
Yeah,
kind
Comet
of.
had 5 heads. They don't need minions, and you almost all died during that session.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was cool, although
Kermit the Frog saved us though.
that was
No. Kermit the Frog saved you during. That wasn't Tiamat.
I think so. It was towards the end.
You guys were in a field when Kermit appeared.
Yo, he's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I tried to do Kermit at the end. I don't think it worked.
No.
You listen.
For context, everybody, this is gonna sound insane. When we played D&D, I played a frog species called a grung, and I didn't really know about D&D, and so he said, "What god do you want to pray to?" And I said, "Kermit," and he let me do it. And so there's a move you can get where if you roll like a perfect roll, your god will basically answer in any prayer you ask. And
I
it
had
worked one day.
preordained
Yeah.
that Kermit would give you a one-time boon in your time of need if you rolled well enough, and then you rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
So
it had to be pretty much perfect.
You got your one-time boon from Kermit. I don't think I would have ever done that again.
Yes.
Within
Yeah.
reason.
The image of Kermit the Frog T-posing coming out of the sky is
With
still
like the
hilarious.
terrifying music playing.
Yeah,
like
he played the Muppet
Eldritch.
Show song. It was a fun time. It was a fun
Listen,
time.
if you watch Stranger Things, and you're like Dungeons and Dragons looks like kind of cool. Like
pretty
it
fun.
is. It is pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
It can be fun. It's definitely. I side with Hopper as someone who plays D&D. When people start talking about D&D in public, though, I'm like, sometimes even me, like I am.
That cracked me up anytime Hopper said something.
Like, oh god,
He was like,
That was good.
oh my gosh.
I did love the joke where Dustin calls it the abyss, and then they're like, "Why the abyss?" And he says, "Why?" They're like, "What's that from?" And like 9 people in the room turn and say D&D at the same time, including the teacher.
Yeah.
And Hopper's just like, "Oh lord,
Oh my gosh. He's
so
like, I'm
good.
surrounded by children. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, even I, like, man, as someone who loves role playing games and tabletop games, like one of my students the other day was telling me how he rolled a nat 20 and did this thing with this place at this thing, and it was and I'm just like, D&D stories are not cool unless you were there.
Yeah.
Like it's just like,
it's
oh.
fun to do.
Yeah, so like, oh, cool.
Yeah. It's fun. I don't know. It's a great time.
Play it if you can.
Yeah. This show really, I think, is kind of the reason why it's kind of had more of a surge.
Can
in
I
popularity.
Can I say what I think they should have done? Wait, did you have another glaze?
I have a few more glazes.
I
Go
interrupted
ahead.
your glaze. You sure?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll glaze later.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm mildly stealing this. And first, I don't think Sanderson invented this, but he like did my favorite version of this in the Stormlight archives, and we find out later in all of the Cosmere books. Spoilers for the Cosmere, nothing crazy. There is a realm that exists called the Cognitive Realm, and there is a place between the Cognitive Realm and the normal realm, like where we live and dwell, called Shadesmar, which is where the ideas of things, people's perceptions of things, manifest and become real. And an
Okay.
example that they give is like, let's say hypothetically, everyone believed that there was a ginormous like snake god watching over their town. I'm just making up an example here. In the cognitive realm, if everyone believed that for hundreds of years, like a giant snake would manifest and like, you know.
It's like Zeus would exist in this world, in Greece.
Yes, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, so like it goes off of people's perceptions of things. I was really hoping, because of how much they've leaned into D&D, and the more they lean into their characters, they actually start manifesting some of those things. I was really hoping that the abyss was going to be some form of cognitive realm, and we find out that like the upside down is connecting the cognitive realm to our realm, and a lot of these things that they're imagining with their tabletop games, they've kind of been manifesting
true.
and
Yeah.
like making happen. I think that would have been a really cool twist. I think that could have been something they could have worked in, and it
Yeah.
would have made sense as to why is the villain now based off of villains from
D&D.
D&D. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
that
like,
makes sense because they like Will played a sorcerer
and
in
then it
D&D.
became a sorcerer.
Yeah.
You have like the Demogorgons, which are from D&D. You have
Hopper is a barbarian, basically.
Vecna.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Vecna is a thing. Vecna's a D&D villain. The fact that like
Mind Flayer.
the fact that
Yeah.
the enemy took on the image and personality of a Vecna-like thing, or the Mind Flayer, was because they were viewing the enemy as that. So by viewing the enemy as a Mind Flayer or as Vecna, they kind of took on those traits a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a cool twist to do. Obviously, they didn't do that, but like that's where I was really hoping and thinking the show might go.
Yeah. Kind of adjacent to that, kind of not off topic, but on topic. One thing I saw that was kind of funny, it was like a post talking about like, you know, Henry, you know, his name's Henry or One. He said, what do you think he thought when these kids show up? I'm like, oh, Vecna. He's like, what? All right. I guess I'm Vecna now.
He
Yeah.
never corrects them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. I mean, if someone called me a really cool name, I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm that now.
I
Yeah.
think Vecna's really terrifying when you can't see his legs.
His
He has like
legs.
itty bitty little like cute twig legs.
I didn't
Like
even notice.
I will say the dude shed off the fat.
Oh, he did? Oh, yeah. His belly
Yeah.
was gone.
Yeah, he didn't look like the Grinch.
He looked way cooler in this one. He
Yeah,
looked sick
I
in
agree.
this
I'm
one.
like,
looked-
why does this man
Yeah.
look like the Grinch, just like with no green fur?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Vecna looked really good until you could see his legs. Every time I saw his legs, I went, I like
Can we
Chuck
talk
Norris.
about? Can we talk about that guy, the actor? that played
The
Vecna?
guy who played Henry?
Yeah.
He's the best actor in
Well,
the whole show.
that's one of my glazes. I thought Vecna is just an awesome villain.
Yes.
When that scene, oh my gosh, my mom like freaked out when this happened. I loved it though when that soldier's on the ground and he just like
Hands
this
to the-
is rated R. Like when I was like, how is this not R? He bowling balls his head, pokes his like sticks his thing for the back of his head. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, we
Awesome.
keep talking about part 2 and the finale because that's all we watched recently. Part 1 wise, I did have a problem with that scene. That scene was dope for the record. I had a problem. We just watched like 9 Demogorgons rip through soldiers, and then like we get to Joyce, and it's just like,
Go away.
just toss you to the side and then stand menacingly over you. Oh, that made me so mad.
And,
It's
then,
like-
and then also he leaves.
and then he leaves. He just
It's
leaves
like,
them all alive.
He aura
Like,
farms and then he goes home.
yeah, why did he leave anyone there alive?
But-
like he could have killed all of those kids in that moment, and he would have won.
Yeah.
That would have been the show. And they don't even justify a reason.
Yeah,
for him to leave.
That's a situation for me. I was like, the moment we got to was cool enough. I can look past it. But yeah, I was like, he's left. He
Yeah.
could have killed Will. He just went home.
He could have killed everyone there. I feel like he, at very least, we just saw him shove his hand through a back of a guy's head. He should have like cut Joyce in half. That would have been a cool character death. That would have been dope.
Mad.
Can you imagine if in that moment? No, I love it when people die without a hype up.
Yeah.
Like when you just cold turkey a person. Can you imagine in that moment? Will gets between. Listen, I'm going to make this scene better 100 times. Ready? Here it is. He gets Will. Joyce puts herself between Will and Vecna just cuts her in half. And in that moment, Will is so angry that's how he connects and unlocks his sorcerer powers. And because of his sorcerer powers, Vecna flees in fear. Now we have a reason everyone lived. We have a reason Will uncovered his sorcerer powers, and we killed a beloved character in a really cool way.
I don't hate it. I would have been really sad though.
But that is the point.
But then we don't get Joyce at the end, though.
You're right, but
True.
I think that's a sacrifice that I would be willing to make as a writer.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice
I'm willing to make. I would have loved some cold turkey deaths this season.
Yeah.
I will say overall, like Volume 1, I thought was the strongest. Like, the Demogorgon attacking the Wheeler's house. I will say
sick.
Kind of awful what you said. I think it would have been really baller if the parents just straight up got offed.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is the new season?
Yeah.
Volume 1? Okay.
Oh, the Sorcerer episode.
When we're done with that, I got something to talk about that.
So that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's adjacent to that here. Karen. She's in the hospital.
Yeah.
How did she sneak down with the dang thing?
I put that in here.
The dryer.
Yeah.
I put that in here.
Hurt her?
She's literally limping, groaning with every step.
And these things are heavy. I mean, I imagine at least.
I will say, they're not that heavy.
I know, but like still.
I picked up an oxygen tank.
That size isn't too heavy.
Also,
she's weak, though.
She was weak,
arguably.
I was a little annoyed, too.
These guys can hear like
when
crazy.
she looks at the
Yeah.
oxygen tank, that thing's like up to her waist. And then when it's in the dryer, it's itty bitty.
Oh, yeah.
It shrunk.
Well, there is
Shrunk, yeah.
there are smaller ones, but they did shrink.
Yeah, it was really funny how she somehow, defied physics, carried that downstairs, didn't make a peep, didn't alert
Got
the
in front of the Demogorgons, I guess, at some point, or snuck in behind
I think
them.
she snuck in behind the kids,
Yeah,
but
but,
she
like,
didn't know where they
still.
were. She also didn't know where they were going.
Yeah.
And this is really nitpicky, very nitpicky.
Well, actually, hold on. I guess they did say over the microphone, go to the basement. So I'll let the fact that she knew where they were at slide. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll say this is very nitpicky. Doesn't matter at all. Nothing to worry about. But as someone that works with oxygen, I don't think that would have made the tank blow up. It has to have like a spark or a flame.
I kind of wondered that, but I don't know.
It could have done a pressurized explosion if it would have broken the cap off, but it wouldn't have fire. It wouldn't have been fired.
I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It was cool.
It was cool. It's like the video game thing. Like if you shoot an oil barrel in real life, it's realistically probably not going to.
Uncharted. Uncharted 2.
It's cool, though.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, when you throw the propane in Uncharted and shoot it.
I will say we all knew it was Karen. So, but the fog and the smoke, I guess, was kind of cool. Give Mrs. Wheeler her moment.
Mrs. Wheeler's
fine.
cool. I like
But then
Mrs.
what I don't
Wheeler.
like is she doesn't say a single word. For the following scene, despite the fact they're talking about her, she doesn't say a word. She just, at one point, it's like, thanks to her, and she just, this is bad for the audience, but she just kind of goes,
Well,
turns and looks.
I think her throat's
Her
cut.
throat's messed up.
I agree. And that's why I thought, oh man, it sucks she can't talk. Until the next episode, when she's a little yapping queen, doesn't shut up. She has a perfectly fine voice, and it undermines the fact that she didn't.
When was that?
Next episode.
At the graduation?
No. That was the last episode before the finale. So at the start of the finale, she's having a conversation with Mike about how she needs to stay in the hospital. And they're having full-blown conversations, and she's raising her voice and talking perfectly fine.
I don't remember that scene.
Because she's like,
But I believe you. I
she's
just
like,
don't remember
you
that.
think I'm going to let my kid? And he's like, Mom, we're the ones who saved Will when this happened. You have to trust us.
That's right after.
They have they have a full blown conversation where she raises her voice and can talk perfectly fine. And I'm like, okay, well now it's awkward. She didn't say anything in the previous scene. I liked it. Right. I thought it was better when she couldn't really talk. It kind of gave it an emotional gravitas, so to speak.
Also, I don't know where Ted went there.
What?
Ted was just vibing.
Just vibing.
Ted,
the dad.
That's Mike's dad.
Also in the hospital.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he died because they didn't show him ever again.
Yeah.
Overall, I did like Karen blowing the demo dogs up.
The scene in the hospital was interesting to me because, like, the military immediately shows up to arrest Robin whenever she's there. So, like, so we know it's the military. They've been waiting and looking for Robin. Robin shows up. They're immediately there to arrest her. Fine. You could say the military was camping out the place. The military knows what Demogorgons are. Until they don't, apparently, because the lights start flickering. And he's like, must suck to have a power outage in a hospital. And then we see the shadow, and he goes, what is that? What do you mean, what is that? You're literally in the upside down, like they're like,
true.
like study these things.
The
like,
the
Demodogs?
It's been happening for
Demogorgons.
years now.
Yes. And then, like, they don't know what they are. And I was so like, what? That's so dumb. And then the Demogorgons immediately attack the soldiers. And I was like, okay, so the Demodogs are just going to start killing everybody until they just run past people because they're not after them. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, we literally contradict ourselves. Like,
Yeah, I guess the soldiers, they killed them because, like, oh, bullets would hurt them a little bit if they got shot in the mouth. But I don't
maybe. But, like, the soldiers acting like they didn't know who they were. And then there was another line.
And like an episode before, all of their friends died to Demogorgons.
Yeah, like we just had like a giant Demogorgon attack on the Max Z and all that. Like in the real world, not even the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Like we know
Seems
what
great, by the way.
We know what these things are. It really bothered me that they just kind of forgot what a Demodog and a Demogorgon was.
Yeah. Another random thought about the Max Z part when they are all attacking. Another rated R moment. I don't know if you saw the first Demogorgon jumps out, lands on a guy. His brain explodes onto the pavement.
It's awesome.
I'm like, it's awesome. Like TV-14. It says TV-14. I don't know. But yeah, I think what else? Oh yeah. Hot take. If we're done about the Demogorgon, sorry.
No, go for it.
Pros and cons to this. I do agree they took way too long to make seasons. However, one thing I really like, personally, I respect the hustle. I feel like there's been shows recently with streaming that have tried to do like every episode's a movie. Scale goes bigger and bigger. I think this show has done that the best. I almost really like how they're like, okay, we need to go bigger and bigger. And sometimes, you fly too close to the sun, you get too big. Pause. But
why is that a pause?
Too big. I don't know.
Keep going.
But I don't know. I almost, people are like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Like these long episodes and it takes so long. Like, I get it, but also like there's never really been anything done like this before. Like these movie quality episodes with movie quality special effects. On this huge scale. I kind of like that.
It's been done, but I will agree that I think Netflix has done it. It's one of the best of them.
Yes, the better executions of it.
I agree.
And like you said,
I don't want to ignore Game of Thrones. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And there's Shogun, and it is being done, but I will agree that as far as like one-upping themselves every time, I think this show's done a really good job.
Yeah, and I think like one thing people complain about a lot in like shows is everyone's trying to do the 8-episode series and they can't really, like Disney Plus shows. They do 6 episodes and they can't even fill that.
Yeah. I think I would have loved Obi-Wan if it was 4 episodes.
Yeah. Or just a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the reason a lot of shows try to do that is because Stranger Things, I think, does it so well. 8 episodes. This season may be the exception. Most of the time, there's not really any downtime. Like, it's pretty well paced. 8 episodes, you're in, you're out. Well, the last 4 and they're an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
But
like when it's like, it's going to be a big deal when it's a lengthy episode.
Yes, it's going to be, it's kind of exciting. Like, I feel like shows try to replicate it because this show did it so well. And I feel like I got to get props for that.
Yeah. So, I would agree with you on that front. I will say, we were talking about Robin. Robin had my favorite joke in this entire season, and it was kind of to what you said about.
I know what you're going to say.
You said pause. They're talking at the like one of their final moments before they go. And,
talking about the abyss.
What?
Talking about the abyss.
What you're about to say.
Yeah,
the abyss. I'm trying to find exactly what she says. Oh yeah, it's too. Someone says it's too big. He's not gonna fit. And Robin goes, I bet Steve hears that all the time. And Steve goes, what the hell are you talking?
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you?
That was peak Robin.
That was hilarious.
A quip because she's bad at reading the room and she has nervous energy, and it was just like a one-off, and she goes to like a sexual joke. That was a good example of Robin. That was one of the funniest.
His reaction
It
is
was
so
just
funny. Yeah.
so out of nowhere that I rewound it to make sure I heard it right. That was my favorite joke in this entire season. That was so good.
That
was great.
That's nothing to do with like that, but like the guy to play Steve. Joe Carey, is that his name?
Joe Carey.
Carey. You know when Marvel's gonna do the reboot and everything, he may be Winter Soldier when they reboot it.
Oh, I heard Harry Osborn.
I've heard they're gonna bring him in though.
I think he'd be a better Harry Osborn, but I don't think
either. He's getting older.
I don't think he's gruff and old enough to be Winter Soldier unless they're doing like a
young one.
origin story movie.
They may just do like wipe the slate clean. He's gonna be like a young Winter Soldier here.
Yeah, like if they're doing an origin story, I could be fine with that. But I don't think he's
because I think he wants to do some Marvel stuff.
He's not gruff enough to be Winter Soldier like post-war.
And they're like, he can't be Spider-Man. He has too square of a head. They'll know who it is.
Yeah, he has a very square head.
Him and Natalie Dreyer.
Yeah,
Natalia
I think
Dyer.
it's Natalie Dreyer.
It's Natalie.
There's scenes
she has a
where
very like prominent chin.
There's scenes where she is gorgeous. She's beautiful. And then there's scenes where she looks like a Family Guy caricature drawing. And I'm like,
Really?
oh my gosh.
I think she's beautiful.
She's beautiful
Yeah.
most of the time, but there's a couple times that like whatever they did in the makeup, whatever lighting, the lighting hits her face from like an upward angle.
certain way.
And it just outlines her chin. And I'm like, ooh.
She has a very prominent chin.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe Carey. I feel like you could put him in a lot of superhero things.
I feel like be a good villain.
Yeah, I like Joe Carey. You know, first time I saw Joe Carey, hipster, wasn't Stranger Things. It was the 2014 Amiibo reveal movie. There is so in the Wii U era of Nintendo made super cheesy bad commercials, really bad ones. And there was one they did for when they made Amiibo for Smash Brothers. They did like a 5-minute short of this boy who has this girl that he likes that has a boyfriend, and he's jealous of the boyfriend, and they play Smash Brothers with their Amiibo, so he buys him an Amiibo and trains it to beat the boyfriend to like convince the girl to like him, and the boyfriend's Joe Carey. That was one of his early roles.
That's funny.
It's cringy, but it's like charming. Random side thought, but Joe Carey is in that.
You're good.
So.
Yeah.
I got everything.
I have some questions and complaints,
Okay.
but I don't want to like. I also, I don't want to interrupt.
I've got most of my gripes out.
There's a lot of stuff to like about the season. The really honest to goodness is.
Yeah, the other glazing epilogue. I said I love the epilogue. Oh, the score. I mean, the soundtrack is good. Like the insert tracks are always banger in the show, but the synthy original score,
it was really good.
Is always fantastic. Vecna was great. Derek was good. I like the bit. I think it's everything. I also, you mentioned your favorite joke. I also really laughed. I think it's 4 in the Sorcerer episode when they're sneaking the kids out and the pipe is breaking.
We found Dick.
That was funny.
See, I actually didn't like that one. That one felt
teenage boy.
It felt weird. It was like, I've hit Dick. Hope it's not too hard. Oh, I'll make it soft.
that was funny because like
that one was really. I was like, ugh.
That guy. They said that, and I was watching with my mom, and I was like, I know what she's gonna say before she even said. She went, "That was a little inappropriate." I was like, I figured you were gonna say that,
dude.
Yeah.
I remind me after this. I have to show you a TikTok that I sent to Chloe, and she didn't respond, and I'm worried your sister's mad at me.
Okay, I doubt it, but I will let you know. I'll find out.
Remind me,
you.
I have to show you after this.
But I was gonna say, well, my favorite joke. It was after that. It's when the pipe burst and they're holding it, and then the girl walks in, and they go, "Mr. What's it?" And then like they're covered in water, and they go, "Mr. What's it?" And then she looks over, and the kid before her is going down the hole and goes, and then ducks down, and the little like trill that plays like a violin goes, "Worm." And then she like closes the door, and then they start freaking out. That was hilarious.
That scene was really
Derek just
Yeah.
bopping him on the head like your time.
Also, biggest sell of all time, him hitting the pipe. I'm like, bro,
Like, are we for real?
yeah, biggest sell, but real though.
It was really good. I love that whole scene.
That whole episode is like There's some like Stranger Things episodes in my mind that are Hall of Famers. I think that's one of them. 4.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to figure. I don't think I want to just read every note I have, so I'm going to try to like parse the important ones. One, I do wish they would have covered a little bit. We find out that Henry, his powers come from a rock.
Yeah.
prequel.
Where'd the rock come from?
I don't know. I think actually, I heard they're gonna do a series based on the Rock.
There's no way they don't do a prequel. I mean, I don't know if they confirmed it, but I was thinking like, I think what they said
It's a rumor floating around.
They said in an interview, they said, it's the end for these characters. If we do something else, they said it's going to be new characters and a different decade. I'm like, you're going to do a 70s show with The Rock. I know you are. It's going to end with him going to Hawkins with The Rock.
I feel like in season
I wouldn't hate it.
I think it'd be cool.
In season 2, when we're doing all the flashbacks with 11 and the orphanage, we should have introduced the concept of the Rock and talked about how it found its way into like, you know what I mean? Because like the guy was wearing like a scientist badge or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, and he knew about it.
He
So
ended up in a cave.
I
Yeah.
really would have liked to have known where this rock came from. That felt like a very, very last second thing to be like, oh crap, we've said that these powers aren't natural. They come from Henry. How'd Henry get powers? Rock. Okay,
Yeah,
next.
Rock.
Like
Mind Flare Rock.
felt like it
Mind
was-
Flare telephone.
a very forced last minute
Which,
decision to make.
after that scene is also when we get the infamous Holly and Max have a podcast in the middle of the Upside Down.
Oh, before they're about to leave.
before they're about to like go.
Yeah.
That was hold up. Wait, no. That was actually what you're talking about happens an episode before that. The Magic Rock happened in the very last episode.
You
But
find-
I agree.
You see the guy, you don't know what's in the
Yeah,
box.
to see the
though.
guy. forgot
I
we don't see
wrote
the
in
Rock.
here
Yeah.
multiple times about that scene, about several
go.
scenes. Why are we walking? Why are we walking? Run, move. This whole season is we're running out of time. We're running out of time. The world's going to end in an hour. And then everyone's like, let me take a nap real quick. Let me just,
I need to run to McDonald's real
Yeah.
quick. Anyone
it's
want
just
anything?
like, yeah, anyone want anything? It's like, oh, they said it's a 2-hour wait for the restaurant. We want to wait. We want to go to Logan's
That's okay.
Roadhouse, right? Like
Yeah.
before we, like, it's just this whole, there was no urgency any time in this show.
It's like in a video game when it's like, all right, the time is now for the final boss. But be sure to do any upgrades you have to
Make
do.
sure you go do all your side quests.
Side quest before. You won't be able to come back. So,
The final boss is here.
yeah.
You ready to fight? No, I'm not. Okay.
Okay.
I
Stock
had
up on items.
I had a problem with the Magic Rock, and then it does beg a lot of questions that I'm kind of okay if they don't get answered, but also if you're not going to answer questions, I would appreciate it if you didn't show them to me, like show me the problems. So
Especially in the last season.
the last episode,
Yeah.
the last that's important. Oh, I just broke this on my shoe. The last episode. So Henry finds the abyss because 11 sent him there.
On accident. Like, they made the portal. The scientist connected the abyss and made the upside down, and then
No, they made the portal after 11 sent Henry to the abyss. We thought she sent him to the upside down. Apparently, she sent him to the abyss. And then they started working on the portal she made and like opening it up
to get back, find him
to
again.
try to
make
get
more
back
weapons.
to Henry.
Right.
They wanted to get to Henry
To get his blood.
To get his blood, apparently, which they have established we don't need the blood if you just take the blood from one of the other children. So that was weird. And then we said that like
Well, they said collies won't work.
we said
Only 11
11's
would.
is the closest to Henry.
Yeah.
collies seem to be working. I guess.
But no,
right?
they said that's a throwaway thing because the pregnant ladies were dying.
I
Yeah.
guess. Either way, so like, and then the upside down and the tunnel was formed to the abyss after 11 made a psychic connection with Henry. That's a stretch, but whatever. We're talking magic at this point. I'll buy into it. Sure, that's fine. But I just had a problem of like, Henry was being told, find me by like the Rock. Why wasn't he the one using magic to get to the abyss? How did 11 accidentally send him to where he wanted to go? And then why did he get mad that he spent so many years in the abyss and like swore to kill humanity when 11 sent him there on accident? He wanted to go there because he's all like, I
Wants to
wandered.
find the mind
It's like,
flare.
I wandered for years, blah, blah, blah. It was a hell, blah, blah. He wanted to go there apparently.
Yeah, because the mind flare told him to kill his his parents. So he was clearly wanting to meet the mind flare in person.
Why
I don't know.
Why couldn't his powers get him to the abyss? Like he's training with the mind flare and has like a communication with it. He's the strongest sorcerer, so to speak, because of his like him being the one
He's
with
the
the
pure
rock
one.
in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how did 11 accidentally send him there? And why was he mad about her accidentally sending him there? Why was that one of his motivations? And what was that, season 3, 4? 4, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like, it just opened up a lot of dumb questions that, like, I would rather have they just not said that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why I wish they would have said Henry found the abyss when he was wandering the upside down and he wanted to kill humanity because he was mad that I would have preferred that.
Yeah.
So that was like a big problem question I had. And then, I'm sure I have something else in here. I feel like I have just a ton of nitpicks. Most of them aren't worth talking about. So I don't just want to sit here and just nitpick. I will say,
careful.
What?
You said nitpick a bunch, and then it kind of blended together, and it sounded like you were about to get us canceled.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Gosh, there was one other thing I did. I scrolled past it just a little bit ago.
I have one. I don't know if it's yours or not.
Go ahead.
Same note as the military. Not a big deal. I'll admit this. I'll admit this up front. I did not think about this at all until someone else brought it up. So I can't fault it too much for it. Pregnant ladies, they are dead.
Yeah,
They were in the upside down and it went kablooey.
Oh, yeah.
They left them
Well,
to
they
die.
were dying anyway. Though.
Once
Yeah,
again,
true, yeah.
there was a lot of people in the upside down that are dead.
Yeah, but the pregnant women were the most innocent. I feel like that's one where like, oh, I guess
Yeah, but it was
they weren't
implied
gonna
that
save
they
them.
were not doing so well.
They're going to die anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have been safe.
Yeah. That was like, well, I guess they died.
I don't know how the heck you're going to get them out.
Maybe
of
that's a spinoff. Maybe they all got out off screen.
now if that they all birth their
They all make their psychic babies.
Yeah.
Maybe. I wouldn't like that.
Oh, man.
I agree. Like if you're going to do something, do a prequel.
I agree.
yeah. I feel like a prequel about The Rock there. Not,
I'll watch that if they do it.
Oh, I remembered what it was. And I actually was validated slightly. So, like, when we're in the hospital and Robin is coming clean to Vicky about why she's been flaking, Vicky's like, "You're insane. You're on drugs." And I'm thinking the whole time, and Robin ends up saying this later. I'm like, you live in a town where people have been going missing.
The library blew up.
The library blew up.
Or town hall or whatever.
The mall exploded in a giant.
like, do we not remember that?
The military is locking the building.
The
Yeah.
military has your town on lockdown.
Yeah,
There's a big
because
crack in
the
the middle of
earth
the
split
Yeah.
open and there's a giant red glowing crack oozing red lightning out of the middle. And you don't want to believe that there's maybe something fishy going on.
You could say that they've seen Stranger Things.
But like, I
That
remember
was the thing.
when I was watching
Stranger
that,
Thing.
I was so mad for Robin. And then Robin says that, and I'm like, yes, but like, it just felt like such a dumb, like, let's have conflict for conflict's sake. And thankfully, they didn't drag it out. They resolved the monsters are real within 10 minutes of that scene. But I'm just like, man, people in this town, if I lived in the town in which we live, if all the stuff had happened and then you came to me, Jonah, and you're like, hey, monsters are real, we need help, I'd be like, I believe you. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll help you, but I believe you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like in Marvel movies where they're like, what? You have superpowers? I'm like, dude, that's a dime a dozen people
Yeah.
nowadays.
Do you not know
Like
the
in
world
the-
you live in?
Yeah.
Like, and what's really weird is when you think about Marvel, whenever you think about the fact that like the X-Men exist in the Marvel universe, and it's canonical that like
That's just a race.
a third of the world's plot,
Yeah,
or a
that-
third of
that-
the world's population has like mutant powers.
You got
or
a dice
something.
roll if you're a superpowered person.
Yeah, which is actually so that was my other really big thing. I feel like I had some questions about Henry and some stuff made it weird. I didn't like how often in this season, especially, we went with the walkie-talkie being out of range shtick or like gimmick. The biggest one being when I almost said Natalie, I almost said a real name. Nancy is about to shoot the exotic matter. John can clearly hear Dustin say, "Don't shoot." Right. It come through clear as day. He's like, "Don't shoot it," or "Don't do anything."
Yeah.
And then he's like, I can't hear him. He's breaking up.
Let's shoot it.
If you want to say that we didn't hear him, you should have showed John like fiddling with the walkie-talkie and nothing's coming through.
Yeah.
But they do that like,
But Dustin's antenna was still broken though.
yes. So when we cut over to John, don't let anything go through the walkie-talkie, because when they cut to John, we clearly hear Dustin screaming and the words "don't do anything" come through. But even if I hear my friend screaming, I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would have preferred they just had nothing come through. It'd be like, oh, I can't get through to him. That would have made that a little bit more believable. They do that several times. And at first I thought, and my suspension of disbelief hat was already a little like worn out from that. But I thought, okay, they're showing us the audience what they're saying, but the characters didn't really hear that until we're over the Papa's Lab place. Murray has the thing pointed down, and a couple words come through. It's like, we have Holly. And he's like, I can't hear them. They're breaking up. And then Robin goes, no, he said we have Holly.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you did hear him.
Got the old man ears. Yeah.
On that note, no, they didn't have Holly. I was annoyed by that. Once again, this is a little bit less of a nitpick, but like Holly came down, stopped, got sucked back up. Why would you say over the radio, we have Holly, she's with us?
I don't remember that part.
They're like,
Yes,
we
she's
have
gone,
Holly,
yeah.
she's with us. It's like, no, she's not.
You know what made the show really gnarly? If Holly just
I had that thought. It's like, if Vecna hadn't grabbed her.
that wouldn't have been great, but would have been funny.
Here's the thing, if Vecna hadn't grabbed her, I think that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
No, she would have died.
Yeah, she would have just been dead.
Yeah.
Like, so Vecna kind of saved her life.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you
I need
for
that.
this.
I need this kid.
Um,
A lot of it vibes with Vecna in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, there really was. I had my thing about Vicky, Yas, Robin.
What?
I put in here, the only time I've ever liked John and Nancy is as they're breaking up.
In 1 and 2, I liked them. Then they don't do them a lot. Well, Nancy does. I like Nancy a lot. Jonathan does nothing.
Yeah, there's just a lot of my nitpicks here from this point on were just, it just felt like writing for the sake of, like, we're going to do something for the sake of doing something. So when they're putting 11 in the homemade bathtub, he's like, do you remember what you got to do if you need out? And she goes, knock twice. Except later she just burst out of it. Like, it's not locked.
Yeah.
She just raises the lid. Why do we do
No.
that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just little stuff like that I don't want to sit here and like
Harp it for.
harp on it just to harp on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've said most of my pieces.
Yeah.
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 I have one more. I feel like I've said a lot of cons, but overall, I loved it. But it's easier to talk about cons sometimes. This is the last thing, and this isn't really a huge nitpick. It's just something I think could have been a little cooler, and something almost a pet peeve of mine with TV shows. I think they pulled a bit of a Flash this time, and what I mean by that, if you've seen The Flash, you know what I'm talking about. The Flash loves to do this thing where they have a season finale that sets up something awesome, and you're like, "This is gonna be crazy next season." Like in end of season 2 of The Flash, he goes back. Spoilers for a very old show. He goes back in time. He's like, you know what? F it. My life sucks. I'm going to go back in time and stop my mom from dying. Reverse Flash from killing my mom. Stops it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to change everything. The next season's going to be all different. It's going to be crazy. The whole timeline's changed. Season 3, first episode, it's like that. Like the nerdy character is now this cocky CEO. Everyone's different. And like, this is going to be cool. Everything's flipped on its head. End of the first episode, he's like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go fix it.
Undoes
And then
it.
it's back to normal. This show, kind of, like I said, I don't hate the way they did it, but ending of season 4, awesome. The huge gate opens up in the middle of town. You're like, oh my God, all the smoke's billowing out. You're like, oh my gosh, like they're just going to come through. It's going to be crazy. Like, it's just going to be like a war with the Upside Down. They're just an open gate.
That's what I thought this was going to be.
Yeah, and then opening few minutes of this episode, they the military covered it up and it's good now.
No, okay, you just reminded me of one of my giant, because once again, my notes are only for part 2 and 3. I don't have any notes written down for part 1 because I didn't take notes when I wrote that. But you're totally right. I thought this was going to be like the town versus the Upside Down.
Like, everyone knows now.
Everyone's going to know what's going on. The fact that we still at the end of this covered it all up is so weird to me.
And you can still have the military eventually lock it down. You know,
Yeah.
still do
So,
all
like,
that.
The military
Yeah.
took some time to come in.
Yeah.
Who knows how long the crack was open? No one looked or fell in or peeked in or did anything with the
Like,
crack.
I don't know if that happened in our town, I'd go take a peek.
I would go look.
I go put my head in it. Like, oh, what
Yeah.
that? You know,
Like, what is that? Is it hot? Is it what is it?
it is with
Yeah.
pencil dive in.
Yeah, he would. Okay, low-key a spinoff.
Sorry, that's an obscure inside joke for Cole and I. But no, and then we see how big those plates are. The military would have taken time to get there. And then when they get there, they have to assess the situation. Let's say they measure the crack. And then they have to
build
the plates, ship them in, and have people put them in. That had to have taken weeks, if not months. and the people don't realize something fishy's going on.
And nothing comes through.
We're just going to go about our day.
It's just an open
And then you're
gate.
right. And then people are just normal. But that brings me to like people are just having a normal everyday life. That bothered me too. Something that did also bother me is why is the military quarantining people in? Like,
Should we go and get them out?
yeah, let's get everyone out. Like, do you realize how much of an easier time the military would have if they let people leave Hawkins?
My guess would be on that one would be like, well, like if you saw the gate, like we don't want anyone to even know that this, even remotely like this happened. Like, well, then again, I don't know what their plan was. Maybe they're going to kill
I don't know what their plan was. Yeah, it's just like, which takes me to my final point. Like,
that was how I interpreted those. Like
the military,
no one can know
in addition to the
town.
military being a B plot that I feel like could have been handled better or just cut, the military is useless and the most incompetent things I've ever seen in my entire life. So my biggest glaring example, I'm mad that the military doesn't know about the tunnels because the tunnels are not that hard to find. Like, they're literally holes in fields. Half the people in the town have to know about the tunnels at this point. But literally, there's a Radio Shack. They actually call it out by name in the final episode where there's a tunnel right next to the gate entrance of their military complex. One of the most, in theory, secure, highly sensitive areas in the world where the military is working. You're telling me they never did a sweep of the building right next to their front gate and just saw the giant hole in the floor that was being covered up by nothing created. It was covered up by like a cardboard box that Hopper moves.
Yeah, it was like a board. It was like a 2x4.
Yeah.
Not 2x4, a piece of plywood.
Yeah, it was so dumb. And I was just like, you're telling me the military never once looked in there
Yeah.
and did a sweep?
Well, they're pretty forgiving. They just let Hopper go.
They just let Hopper go. Yeah, and then like throughout this whole show, I just felt like the military was useless. Nancy is apparently a better shot than like 20 trained armed military soldiers in that final episode. She pops up out of the top of that truck and just starts knocking people down. And I had a problem with that. And then Elena was like, well, maybe it's because she's higher than they are. But we see people on like catwalks that are higher than her. Like, it's just...
I give that... I give that
the aimbot is legit here.
I give that the stormtrooper... effect.
You're telling me not a
pass.
single soldier landed a shot on her.
Yeah, it's like a stormtrooper. It's like
Same way with stormtroopers,
it's for
though.
entertainment value. They just miss.
I feel like you could have... Here's for entertainment value. You ready? She gets shot in the shoulder and goes, ugh, and has to duck down. I'm at least like, I'm significantly more believing it now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of these like, you know, the goons just miss in shows, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but regularly throughout the season, we see that the military are crap shots. They're useless. They can't do anything.
It's Uncharted soldiers.
But like our sheriff and this random teenage girl are just better shots than
they
these.
They
like,
build diff.
They really
Aimbot,
are.
Yeah, aimbot. I could probably take out a room of 8 trained soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Hopper in the final season, the scene where he goes back to get Collie, he like goes hard.
He goes hard.
Like shoots a guy in the leg to take him hostage, shoots him in the gut, and then domes 2 more people sideways. Like he goes hard.
Hopper is goated.
Yeah, like Hopper is pretty cool. Like if Hopper had poked his head up out of the top, which one, why didn't he?
What was he doing? He was doing something cool.
Was he? No, I don't think so. I think he was sitting in the passenger seat doing nothing.
Well,
Because Murray was driving.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
So why didn't Hopper poke his head up out of the top?
Gotta give Nancy something cool. Nancy's cool.
I do love Nancy. I love me a bad 80s
lady,
female lady. I almost said hot, but I think she's technically how old is she? She graduated.
She's in college at this point.
Sweet. Okay, I'll say it.
They're 19. They're taking it because they start.
That's too weird. I don't want to call her hot. She's
I think.
19.
Well, something like they start their big boy job in like 3.
Listen,
Yeah.
Natalie Dreyer is a very attractive person.
Yeah,
like you know what I
you're
mean.
fine.
I love like hot.
The actress is like 30.
Yeah, okay, I love like hot 80s female baddies. You know, like I've had a crush on Sigourney Weaver since I was a child. Sarah Connor, you know, stuff like that. So yes, I'm happy she got her moment.
My mom said something that also made me laugh. The Sarah Connor actress was in here and she's like, she was watching. She went, she looks awful in this.
She does. Like,
dang,
she really does,
roasted,
though.
yeah.
They aged her up a lot.
That's actually really funny because my mom and dad said the same thing.
Really?
My dad said like, it was like she came on screen. She's like, "Oh, she didn't age well."
I think it's the hair.
I didn't recognize her. I
Yeah.
was like, she looks familiar. She's like, she's in Terminator. I'm like, she's Sarah Connor. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Speaking of
yeah.
Nancy having a really cool moment, Nancy's really cool moment was undermined by me like questioning. So at the end, they're like, "We're gonna run the mind flayer over to this cliff, and then we'll get up on the cliff and bombard it from the top." And she's like, "I'll be the bait." Really, really cool. But
that
like,
was sick.
That was sick. That cliff looked like it was like a quarter mile away. Fine.
And then they didn't take off running immediately.
How did they climb it?
Yeah.
That cliff was like a quarter mile tall.
Listen, dude, when adrenaline kicks in,
they were doing peak. They got the The little rail gun.
I can barely do like a rock wall with like handholds in it. Like these like untrained like kids just scaled a quarter mile tall cliff.
When you're fighting the mind flayer, you could do some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just really funny to me because that was Elena and I.
Secret passage off screen.
Elena doesn't normally notice stuff like that, and as I was about to do it, she was like, "How are those kids going to get up there?" And I was like, "Thank you."
A lot of plot holes.
Yeah. Which here's the thing: a plot hole here and there, that's fine. I feel like when the majority of your season is a plot hole,
this one had some I couldn't really ignore.
Yes.
Like no Demogorgons when they're attacking a hive mind. But yeah, that Nancy's just a cool character. I like her fight shooting the monster. Another one of my favorite jokes was when Mike's like, "Come on, like I'm grown up now. Like I think I need a gun in this fight." And she's like, "Okay."
Gives him a flare gun.
And then the way Lucas says it, he goes, "It's a flare gun. She gave her a flare gun, dude."
Yeah,
that was funny.
Listen, I totally agree with him though. You're going to fight.
She has all the guns. It's
she has all the
comical.
guns. You're going to fight.
At least give John one
for the world.
He's another adult
against like Vecna, who knows how many Demogorgons? Apparently 0, but like you don't know.
Yeah.
Like why didn't everybody have a gun?
Yeah,
it's Nancy or bust is their whole strategy.
Yeah, I
like
did like
John
that Lucas,
had a flamethrower.
I like that Lucas had a slingshot. That's iconic.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, it was so funny because without if she hadn't give the flare gun to
Useless.
Mike, Lucas's slingshot would have been done
Anybody got a match? Anybody got a match?
He would have shot it and been like, "Oh crap!
Now what?
What do I do?" Yeah. I thought it was water at first until Mike shot with the flare.
I thought it was goop. I'm like, "Are you gooping him?" I was like, "Oh, okay,
also,
that's cool."
flare guns are really hard to aim and they're very inaccurate. So, Mike, good on Mike.
Yeah, they're supposed to just like
the wheelers are built different with their aim.
I was gonna say he played Doom, but I don't think that was out yet.
No, but yeah, it was crazy to me that like, yes, everyone should have had a gun. Steve and Dustin, yes, if they want to use their spears because it's iconic. They could have had the spears on their back after their like shotgun runs out of ammo. Like, listen, everyone, if once again,
give one to Joyce too. I don't care. Give her like a pistol or something.
Post-apocalyptic scenario again for you guys. If we're going to fight for the sake of the world, we're all packing heat. There's zero, especially when they have the wall of weapons. There's no reason not to.
Yeah. Everyone grabs something.
Yeah, like there's zero reason not to give Mike
and a side
gun.
piece.
Was she worried Mike was going to hurt himself with a gun?
I guess so. I don't know. It was funny though.
I'd rather him hurt himself with a gun than like get ripped in half by a Demogorgon.
Yeah,
but it's okay. There was no Demogorgons.
Yeah, they were all taking
an
off day.
Keep in mind, Steve and Robin. It was the Russians that were a bigger threat.
Oh yeah,
than the final boss here.
Yeah,
it's true though.
I like the Russians.
The Monster Hunter and me, whenever we were fighting the Mind Flayer at the end, which they never actually call it the Mind Flayer, but everyone else calls it the Mind Flayer. They never actually call it that in the season.
I thought it was implied. To me, it was implied that the Mind Flayer, it was the Mind Flayer's physical form.
Yeah, like implied, never shown. But yes, like I agree. So
because he says like all he says, he's like the Mind Flayer. Will says the Mind Flayer chose you, and then Vecna says it's a partner relationship, and then he is in the monster, which implies that
maybe they do. Then
they don't directly say, but it's implied like, okay, well, the monster is the Mind Flayer.
The Monster Hunter player in me, like the video game Monster Hunter. The moment everyone started running away, I was like, "What are you doing? Run towards it."
Because you're under it.
Get under it and behind it. Like it doesn't have eyes on the back of its head, it looks like. But yeah, like the thing was clearly running faster than them. And like I was just like, listen, if we were in that scenario, you guys would have taken off one way and I would have been taken off the other. Now maybe I would have died. Who knows? Maybe I would have still died. But like
if it knows it's under you, it just goes.
My thought process would be like, get behind it and surround it instead of like everyone running the same way. That was still a really cool looking shot though, with them all running away and like how
big it was.
Yeah. That was really cool.
If you roll, you get iframes.
That's true. Yeah. If you're playing Monster Hunter, you get less iframes than Dark Souls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, Monster Hunter franchise has less iframes than Dark Souls.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, so you get 2.
Yeah.
You get two iframes.
2 is low.
It might be like fluctuate like depending on what decos you have in.
Yeah. Same with Elden Ring. If you are heavy, you
there's less and more. Yeah. There's things you can do to tweak the.
Yeah.
All right.
But one more thing I was going to say about the
no more
the
things.
gate. Okay.
Nope, we're done.
All right.
Yep. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm taking this from someone on TikTok, but I did really like the idea. They said like, I felt like with the gate opening at the end of 4, that it would have been like the end of Gravity Falls. So like, I don't know if you've seen Gravity Falls, but at the end, Bill Cipher, like the main villain, he gets like, there's like a weird dimension. That's why the town's weird. Anyways, the same thing happens. Like the barrier breaks between the worlds, then all the weird stuff comes in. And that is kind of like the whole town now knows about the weirdness, and then all like the side characters now all know and are like fighting. Like the sheriff is now like hiding with them, and they all team up. I'm like, I think that would have been. That's where I thought they were going with 5. I think it could have been really interesting. You could have done a lot of the same beats, but have like this kind of like
You could have reframed half the season and made the show better.
like a apocalyptic vibe. Like oh my gosh, it's just like monsters coming in all the time.
Listen, if my town's on military lockdown because a crack opened up in the floor, like, we're not going to school.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
day-to-day life's not happening.
yeah, we're not, like, the movie theater's not opening and showing new movies.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing.
And
Oh man, they got
Jones,
Batman 89 in here.
Let's go. Last Crusade.
Yeah, like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, we literally have to smuggle in, like, a wedding ring, but the movie theater had the newest movie.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah, like, there's
in Indiana
no
Jones.
jewelry stores in Hawkins or antique stores.
We're gonna
or
watch
something.
Indiana Jones though.
Yeah.
No, that
Look
was
at Last
after
Crusade.
the thing was lifted. But
That's
there
what it was at the end. Yeah.
There was a new movie they showed in episode 1. Like, something was playing that was newer at the time. It was like,
What was it? 87 at the beginning.
I don't know. Like, when the season opened and Robin's giving her big speech
Yeah,
about
there's
how the
something
town's on
playing,
lockdown,
yeah.
they show a film that's like implied to be a new film for them.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well.
all right.
I'm gonna say.
You guys ready to rubric this bad
Yeah,
boy?
rubric.
2
I didn't even
hours
think
in.
we're rubricing it. Yeah.
All right, you didn't know we were rubricing it?
Yeah. We
What
are.
do you think we're doing here?
I thought we were just chatting.
Jonah sat down at the table earlier and goes, "Are we recording this?"
Yeah.
Uh,
To be
now-
fair, he
now,
had a backdrop
I
behind
want. I
him.
want to when we're running to the rubric. Are we doing the season as a whole or just the finale?
I'm
the
doing the
show.
season as a whole.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm doing season
The
5.
show.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's a.
I'm
that'll
doing
change
fair.
things.
I'm doing season 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll start us off like normal. I don't want to do this. I have went back and forth so many times because I'm like, man, this sucks, but this scene was really cool. But then this sucks, but then this scene was really cool. And I part of me wants to give it a 3. Part of me leans towards a 4. Part of me really wants to give it a 2. And I genuinely don't know. I'm going to go with my gut and I'm going to give it a 2. I think while there were some amazing moments, they were scattered too far in between so much filler and exposition dumping and forgettable nonsense and plot holes. And in prior seasons, every character constantly had really good character moments and character development throughout the entire season. Whereas in this season, I feel like it was all delayed gratification until that final episode. And I feel like you could have trimmed a lot of fat off of this season and made it significantly better. Even disregarding the plot holes. But the plot holes for me, there's too many of them. I got to bring it down to a 2. And I hate to do that, but I'm giving it a 2. Cool.
Well, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm also a 2 for the plot.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better. I was like, I feel like I'm being nitpicky and really mean here. So that makes me happy.
No,
Okay.
there's too many to ignore on this one, especially when you ruin your own continuity for your show just because you kind of wrote yourself into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's crazy. A 2's crazy. I'm kind of like you said. I could go 2, 3, or 4. Kind of the biggest spread I think I've had. Tricky to pick between. I'm more 3 or 4. Here's the thing: is like there is a lot of plot holes. It is one of the weaker seasons in terms of plot. I still think Stranger Things. It's one of the most engaging shows. Like very few shows are like that. Almost like popularized the binge. Like I have to see the next one.
Yeah.
And this one still had that. Like when 4 ended and it was like a break, I'm like, dang, I gotta see what happens next.
I remember being pumped when it was like it dropped, and I
Yeah.
have time to watch the first when the first episode of the season started. I'm like, I gotta get home and watch it.
I gotta watch it right now.
I've
Yeah.
said this for years and years and years. This show ruined streaming though, because this show, I think, especially this season, I think it would have been so much better if they released it episode by episode.
weekly. Yeah.
Weekly. Like I remember even Stranger Things season 1, Jamin had like binged all of it while I was like on episode 1. I was like, I want to talk about it. I have no one to talk about it with. And I was like, dude, I've only got one episode like in.
Yeah.
And then like I finally got around to finishing it. And at that point, the hype was dead.
Yeah.
Like this is unrelated to your thing, but I think this show would have. Most shows will benefit from coming out weekly.
Weekly,
You
yeah.
get people to talk about it on a week-to-week basis. You hypothesize and you plan. You get that Game of Thrones like water cooler effect.
You get
Like,
that
yeah.
excitement. That's why I love about like Invincible. Like when
Yeah.
I love Invincible, and I just love like when that comes out every Thursday, I look forward to Thursday every week
Dude.
for like 2 months.
Like for me, tomorrow's my favorite day of the week because I get Jujutsu Kaisen. I get
New season's out, by the way.
yeah, I know. It comes out.
Forgot that, yeah.
That and Freerun and there's another one, Oshinoko, all air on Thursdays. So I'm just like, Thursdays for me are peak. Like I have
TV
3
time.
shows I can watch when I get home, and then I go to school the next day, and like me and all my students talk about those shows. Like, did you watch this last night? Of course I did, because I only had to watch an hour of something to watch 3 shows
to catch up. Yeah,
and yeah, like now I'm caught up, and like we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I think that would have benefited all these. The season especially.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It gives you something to look forward to. It's great. One more side note before I get my score. Next spring's looking crazy. There's going to be a time period where it's like Invincible, The Boys, Daredevil, and one more all have new episodes coming out in the same week for like a hot second.
I've kind of lost interest in The Boys. Should I jump back into that?
I only seen parts of it. It's almost too much for me.
I didn't finish the last season.
It is. It's pretty morbid. It's almost too much for me.
They started leaning too much into like the gratuitous, like just gross humor. And like,
did the guy have to climb into the penis? Did he have to do that?
That one's actually one of my favorite ones.
You
like
that
that's
one?
creative and funny and unique, you know, but just like
nasty.
it's all wiener jokes and like, and then I also feel like we're recycling it's doing the same thing that The Flash and Green Arrow and all these superhero shows do. We like come to a pseudo resolution, but the show has to keep going because money. And then they just like keep doing the same character development plot points. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of over it.
I've only actually really watched season 1 of The Boys. I keep up with like the discussions because it's fun to hear people talk about it.
I think the first couple seasons were really good.
I like season 1. It's cool. I haven't seen the rest really.
It leans too heavily unrelated. We'll do a Boys.
Yeah,
maybe.
sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. So you're giving plot a 1?
Yeah. No, I'm going to go 3, even though I want to say 4 just because like what I was going to say is like even this season of Stranger Things, compared to a lot of other shows, it just pays so well. And I'm always entertained. But there are some things where I'm like, that was a little sloppy in terms of plot holes. And normally that doesn't bother me, but it did a little bit this time. And I can't, 4 feels a little too generous if I'm being objective. But
Cole, a question for you before we go on to acting here. You're going to start us off with acting. You went back recently. I've said this a couple times this episode. You watched the entire show, not just the season. I felt like the pacing for this season was bad. It went between exposition dump being really rushed to just we're dragging things out that don't need to be dragged out. Was the pacing as poor on previous seasons? No. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Like, I felt like most of the pacing problems.
I mean, the only time it ever got weird was in season 2 with the one random side quest, which that's not really even pacing. It came at a weird point in the season.
It was just a bad idea. They wanted to do a spinoff show, and
literally could have like not had it.
But here's once again, I'll say this: like, it was a self-contained episode.
Yes.
Like,
you can skip it.
If you delete that episode from the Netflix archives, like, it does not change.
You're just going to be really confused why Elle's going to come back as an emo.
But they showed Kali in the orphanage. So just show her in the orphanage. Fixed.
Yeah, but why's Elle got like eyeliner on and slicked back hair?
You can theorize.
She didn't have that when she left.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's going to be really confusing if you do that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're talking about literally the fall.
Like, if it was me just watching it on my own, I would have skipped it.
I thought you were talking about people are going to be confused about Kali showing up in the final season. But
no.
You could have still said, "Oh, that's my sister from the orphanage," and it still works.
No, I'm talking like Elle in
style.
season 2.
Yeah,
like why she look like My Chemical Romance?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I could go on tangents.
No, go ahead.
There's a clip. There's these guys on YouTube that like do commentary of Stranger Things. Like they'll watch it and like react or whatever. And there's a clip that cracked me up of them. Kali shows up and she's like, I swear, he hates her friends from the episodes. Like, I swear, if they bring back that stupid Mohawk guy, I hate him so much. They show him it cuts to a bullet in his head falling. He goes, yeah. It was really
That's how we all felt.
Kind of. Exactly, I was gonna say, I felt the same way.
Let's go.
Finally, he's dead. Yeah.
I was like, yes. Dude, it's a good thing I don't live stream me watching these shows because like even just typing out physical notes on my phone, I think I paused it like every minute and a half to type a note.
Yeah,
like,
you're very analytical.
I added an hour to my watch time by just typing out notes. So I feel like it'd be a rough time. All right. Cole, acting.
I'll go 4.
Okay.
A lot of good performances. And overall, everyone was good. I mean, there were not like any like standout to me. I just thought everyone was really good. Everyone delivered how they should. Some I wish they would have got a little bit more time on. Some I wish they got less time on, but is what it is.
All right. Jonah?
Also got to go 4. I see some people saying the acting is bad, and I'm like, I don't agree personally. I think everyone's pretty great. I think, all right, well, I am going to disagree with Tyler based on what I was
Yeah,
looking
I
at.
can already tell Tyler is going to be in the minority on this one.
I think, Millie Bobby Brown.
She's mean mugs the whole time. She looks like handsome Squidward.
I think,
She's had too much work done. That's totally unrelated, but I honestly think it's affecting how her character is portrayed because she doesn't look like a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Like she looks like
And I get it. She's in her early 20s.
she looks like a
Bobby-
30-year-old woman. She's had so much I could be wrong. I feel like she's had a lot of filler and facial stuff.
Or she's
done.
just like, that's just how she is now. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I really think she
she's
had
a
to
married
have had,
woman now. Millie
Yeah.
Bobby
Like
she had to
Bon
have had-
Jovi.
Yeah, married to John Bon Jovi's son.
Yeah.
She's definitely looks like she's got some plastic surgery and stuff, and it makes her look way older and less like an innocent kid who doesn't know what she's talking about. So it kind of ruins her. Like your mean mugging,
Yeah.
kind of gets ruined when she's got lip filler.
Mogging, as the kids say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think Millie Bobby Brown is a fantastic actress, and I think I'm trying to think of other standouts. David Harbour, I think for his role, not that he's like Leonardo DiCaprio or anything, but for this role,
Better.
I mean, he crushes it. And I think the last episode, Finn Wolfhard and the kids, when Elle's dying and they're screaming, I'm like, dude, that's pretty good. That's good acting. There's some more awkward lines, I think, but in terms of what the actors and actresses were given, I think everyone does pretty great. So
I'm going to give acting a 3. I think
thought he was going to say something nuts.
I think there was a standout performance, and that was Henry for me.
Oh yeah.
I think that Henry
too.
was a standout.
Yeah.
So to disagree with Cole, I'm disagreeing with both of you technically. To disagree with Cole, I think Henry was a standout performance for me.
And it's still a 3.
It's still a 3 because there was also plenty of what I would call bad performances.
Who was bad?
I didn't care for 11. She was fine. I thought that Will, in this season especially, I hated his line delivery. And
Really?
maybe that's how the directors told him to do it. But just this, I have to slow. And I don't know. Maybe it's maybe that's the direction.
I know that it's not the same as when you came out as gay, but it's
Yeah.
You know.
It's not even that scene. No, it's just everything he says in the season.
he is just had to deal with it for how long now?
And maybe the
It's weighing on him.
listen, maybe the directors told him to. I didn't care for it. But Will's not to your comment earlier, Jonah, David Harbour with an H.
Yeah.
David Harbour is a good actor, and I feel like he kind of phoned it in this season a little bit.
Really? When he's
Yeah.
talking to Elle and he's like, "You deserve the life." Man,
He had some
up.
good scenes. Don't get me wrong. He had a couple scenes where I feel like he turned it on, but I felt like on the whole, he just was okay.
Ooh, I don't know.
he
I
never
don't know.
was bad.
To his defense, I feel like I said, he was kind of sidelined. He wasn't on screen a lot this season
Yeah,
in terms of acting moments until the end.
I thought that Lucas did a pretty good job. I think Holly did a pretty good job, with the exception of Henry being a standout. Derek did a good job. Yeah,
I like Derek.
I don't think there was any. Henry was the only standout, but there was a lot of acting I just thought was exceptionally mediocre and okay. So I'm going to go with 3. It's not bad. 3.
Okay.
Do you think it was going to be worse?
I thought you were gonna say 2.
Yeah,
No,
I thought you were gonna
yeah.
get goofy with it.
Yeah.
No, listen.
'Cause I used the word bad and you went,
Well, because I do think there's a couple bad ones. Maybe it's just me. I hate the way Will's actor delivers his lines. It's just, I hate it. 11's acting once
so you're
again-
saying you're homophobic.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
No, I 11's lines, maybe it's because of, like I said, her age and the way she looks now. But I just feel like on the whole, most of the acting was mediocre and okay. By today's standards. So, yeah,
Oh.
3. Jonah, start us off with audio.
I gotta go 5.
Okay.
The insert tracks are great. The score is fantastic. The original soundtrack, the synth 80s vibes. When something is sad, the music makes you cry. Like that ending part, or when "You Became My Dad," the piano there, fantastic. And the Demogorgons sound cool. Yeah, I don't know. What'd I say? 5?
5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4. I don't recall there being as many insert songs in this season as I feel like there were in previous seasons. And occasionally I recognized the original score. I don't think it was in the forefront as much as it was. There was a couple times it really did. The biggest one for me that almost wants me to put it at a 5 was the reorchestration of running up that hill while Max is running to her portal. But outside of that, I don't think I ever stopped and like, about any of the music or the sound effects or anything like that. A lot of the portal sound effects and stuff like that were fine.
Yeah.
You know, the guns sounded fine. So there's a couple really good things that elevated above a 3, not quite a 5 for me. Cool.
5.
Okay.
Easy 5. Especially off of the finale insert songs when you have Prince and Iron Maiden in the same episode.
I mean, come on.
That's baller right
And
there.
Bowie.
Yeah.
And David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, Purple Rain was used well.
Purple
Yeah.
Rain. That one was
Got me choking up.
Yeah.
So
That was good. All right. Is it back to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Visuals, I'm gonna give a 5. Especially considering it's television. Like, I will agree with Cole. I wish the upside down looked a little grosser, a little squelchier.
They nailed it in the first season.
I would have preferred a wetter upside down.
and then
but,
it got less gross looking.
but I will say,
Yeah.
like the upside down, the vines looked good. They were moving most of the time. The little red lightning flashes, like, always caught me off guard. I'm like, oh yeah, there is red lightning. Like, they always paid attention to detail. If I was going to critique visuals, it's that many of the characters, especially the ladies, I don't feel it get like as gross and dirty as they probably should. Like Elena and I were joking as Joyce is like hacking off Vecna's head in the final scene. Her makeup is just like perfect. Her hair is totally fine. Like her clothes are
Get her
like
blood splattered.
spotless. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, like we just
Steve Leaves covered in goo.
yeah, like we have
Yeah,
just climbed through like up a tower. We should be sweaty. Should be bloody, dirty. You know, like occasionally I felt like the makeup department did a good job, but like I feel like they missed the mark on that. But that being said, the rest, that's my only critique I think I can give the visuals. I think the visuals were top notch and outstanding for this season, especially. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
So, cool.
I'm gonna go 5 as well. Looks great as usually does.
Have they all looked good? You just rewatched it. I feel like I remember thinking that like season 1 especially, they used darkness to kind of hide like the Demogorgon, and it looked a little wet, like gross, like bad CGI.
No, not really.
It gets better and better for sure.
Every season gets better.
Yeah.
I remember the early
I remember
seasons.
one's not as bad as you probably remember it being.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like 3 was a jump when the mind flare. At the end.
3 had the best like looking.
Yeah. The mind flare at the end, I'm like, that was the first time I was like, man, this is
The
becoming a
neon
movie.
colors and everything.
Yeah. This is quality stuff.
Season 1 and 2 for me, I remember the aesthetics being top notch, but the CG looking a little wonky. And then 3 was where for me the CG really like they got the budget.
Yeah.
Like,
I think 1 and 2 looked like this is a good TV show. effect.
Good TV show.
3 was like, we're in movie territory.
yes, I would
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. So, all right, Jonah, visuals.
I agree, 5. The only thing I would complain about it, when they go to the abyss, it's a little green screeny looking, but other than that, I mean, the Demogorgons look amazing. The kaiju at the end
They look cool.
looks better than monsters in a lot of movies, in my opinion. He looked great.
I went back and rewatched a clip afterwards of the Monster Hunter movie that we talked about, and the Mind Flayer in this movie looked better than most of the monsters in the Monster Hunter
in the
movie.
Monster Hunter movie, Vecna's makeup, killer. The set design, like Vecna's, the inside of the Mind Flayer, like his little freaky room with the heart on top and the kids around him.
That was cool.
Look cool. And just like, you got to pay respect to the show. Like, it has to be such an insane amount of work. Every set you make, you're like, okay, this has to be from the 80s. Okay, we're casting soldiers. Guns have to be from the 80s. Car has to be from the 80s. Like, that has to be so much work. And that's impressive.
No, they crushed it.
Yeah.
Like if we were doing like a direction thing, like, and not counting writing, whoever like the assistant director was, like the AD that like found all these, you're right. Like they knocked it out of the park and
Yeah.
stuff.
Or like the bugles. Like, that seems pretty funny, but like goofy. But like, all right, we have to make a bugles box that looks just like the bugles from the 80s. You know, what song is this song?
And
We're putting this song. Was this song out? You know,
If there's any soda cans, so we have to have the soda can from
from the 80s.
From the
Like,
80s.
I feel like
And
it
the
just
logo and
spirals,
everything.
Yeah, into such hard work. Yeah.
Visuals for me are easily a 5. Like if they did anything right this season, it was the visuals, like the aesthetics. Oh, there was one shot I put it in my notes as being really cool, but when 11 goes into her mind palace in the final episode and like the big tank. She walks out and there's like the radio station neon. Oh, it's Max. Sorry. Max walks out into the black pit and the WSQK like neon sign is flashing, and just the way it reflects off the water and the pitch
The black water. Yeah.
That looked so cool.
Yeah.
Like that was dope.
And also, like in terms of like more like direction, cinematography, like when the Demogorgon invades the Wheeler house, and it's kind of one shot, like her and the daughter Holly and the mom run down the stairs.
There's a couple one shots this season.
Burst out, yeah. Like that whole scene was shot super well.
There was that.
Yeah.
There was the attack on the Max Z by the Demogorgons.
Great one too, yeah.
When we're carrying Max down in the hospital, I noticed that like after we get out of the elevator, like that's all one shot, like to the point that the kids even go like behind a window and someone's like running hand cam style down the other hallway, like in sync with them, and like it lots of really good cinematography this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insanely, production wise, this show is insanely impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Last category here. Who is it? Is it Jonah? No, it's whose turn is it to start?
It don't matter.
Don't matter.
I think Cole.
Cole, enjoyment.
I'm going to go 3.
Okay.
It's fine. It's. I will say this after discussing it. I would say it's probably definitely below 2. 2 I like a little bit more. So I think that's where it's going to lock in. So my final one is 4, 1, 3, 2, 5.
Okay. Jonah?
I'm going to go 4.
Hold up. Cole said
3.
3.
You gave it 3. You said your scores. What was
that? Was my like ranking of seasons.
Oh, I got you. I thought you were telling me your scores. So I was like, that's not what I got here.
Oh,
okay. No. I'm sorry. Jonah, go ahead. 4.
4, yeah.
Okay.
I said I have my issue. I think this is the weakest Stranger Things season. But saying that, I mean, they're all great. I still really enjoyed it. I said I have my flaws with it. I think enjoyment wise, I think I would have liked a little less time in Camazotz or however you say it.
Yeah,
Dream World.
That's right. Yeah,
would have enjoyed a little more time with the characters we know. But overall, like this is still, in my opinion, more entertaining than a good chunk of shows you can watch nowadays. In my opinion, it's still endlessly entertaining. I wanted to see the next episode. So the ending, the payoff, the emotional like ending you get, so satisfying.
Yeah. I mean, plot holes galore, weird character choices, potentially AI writing, things that just make me mad, unfinished endings, all that aside, I'm giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4. And part of that reason is in addition to like I did enjoy my time watching it. I binged this entire thing, not counting part 1, part 2 and 3. I binged it yesterday. I didn't feel like I was being forced to watch it. I enjoyed it, despite the fact I watched 8 hours of TV yesterday for like homework for this episode. In addition to that, the thing I like is this season, especially, but the show as a whole created a spectacle. So I'm kind of getting meta here with my answer, but like I am enjoying the fact that we are talking about TV. People are concerned about spoilers. We're having these discussions. Like people are arguing at my school. Like I almost got spoiled on something the other day and I probably should have just let them go. But like people are talking about it and like we're getting the Game of Thrones thing again. That is part of the enjoyment for me. In the same way that going to the theater is exciting, like going to the movies. So like people talking about TV and coming together and discussing it, I think is awesome. You have a show that you can watch with your mom.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Special. There's not a lot of shows
it's
like
special,
that.
Yeah. So like that for me, that kind of elevates it from what would have been just average. I'm going to give it a 4. I also got to say, I just brought up Game of Thrones. Like it is so hard to end a show. And despite all the plot holes, I think they actually nailed the last 30 minutes of this show.
Oh, yeah.
The last 30 minutes are chef's kiss, perfection. We got moments. Dustin gets his speech. We see what's happening with all the characters. We're playing D&D. Oh, we talked about the sprinkler and the door closing. Like, man, goosebumps. It's hard to end a show better than this. So I'm gonna go.
People saying this was like worse than Game of Thrones.
Yeah, people saying
or just
worse.
bad.
People just like to troll. Listen, people who say this is worse than Game of Thrones did not actually watch Game of Thrones.
There's no way. I'm like, dude, there's so many shows you can point to that's worse.
Even like this being the tour season, it's still better than a good chunk of other things.
Yeah.
We talked about that with Metroid. I hated the new Metroid Prime 4 campaign for a Metroid game.
It's better than most games.
Still more fun than a lot of games I've played in the last 10
And
years.
it's like, it's ruining the legacy of Stranger Things. Like, it's not going to ruin the legacy of Stranger
it's not
Things.
changed. We're gonna
One
get
chink
more.
in the armor is not going to ruin it.
Dude, if the final season of Game of Thrones couldn't ruin the legacy for Game of Thrones, I thought it did. There are now like 3 or 4 spin-off shows. Another one just started last week. Why are we doing spin-off shows for Game of Thrones?
Didn't even finish the real one right.
Yeah, they didn't.
Try it again.
If the game of, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I'm kind of talking about stuff I don't know about. But I feel like a Game of Thrones ending, from what people say, if it was as good as Stranger Things season 5 ending,
They've been all right.
people would be much more fond of Game of Thrones. I think.
I agree.
Oh yeah,
Dude, we're getting currently airing Active's House of the Dragon. What just started airing was A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. They have confirmed it's in production and development, a show called Snow, centered on Jon Snow. Aegon's Conquest, The Sea Snake, and The Golden Empire. So there are potentially 4 spinoffs coming for that show, despite the fact that like it should be done.
Yeah.
And everyone hated it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like I want to say they're milking it, but how are they making money off of it? Are people keeping an HBO subscription? Because it's
I don't hear anybody talking about the new
It's
ones.
a subscription. It's not
Yeah.
going to theaters. Are they really making money off of these Game of Thrones spinoffs?
I don't even know.
How do you make money off of a spinoff for like your subscription service unless it's getting people to buy it? Like Stranger Things is going to get people to buy Netflix.
Yeah.
I heard people say that like, I got to get Netflix for the new season, right? Like, I don't think anyone's doing that for these Game of Thrones shows.
Yeah, I don't hear anybody talking about them. At least the way I heard people talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So
I don't get it.
yeah.
So, all right.
What's our scores?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I forgot that's what we do here.
Yeah.
I was a 72. Cole was a 76. Jonah was an 84. Putting this one at a 77.3. We will round that down to a 77. A nice, almost C+.
Yeah.
Didn't outdo Primate. But
Almost outdid Primate with an 80, but not quite.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I like this
almost
more than Primate. And I love Primate.
I like this more than Primate too.
Yeah.
Actually, that just kind of goes to show how like when you
Objectivity.
try to be objective about
Yeah.
things, that's how it works. Yeah. So I would agree. I actually enjoyed this more than Primate as well.
Yeah.
So, man, we're going to see what Boner Temple next
I think
week.
Boner Temple.
Boner
next week.
Temple.
if we don't get snowed in.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should go see it if we do. Like,
I want to go see Mercy. If we don't get to see Mercy, I'm watching it on my own. But it's
dude, I want to see Mercy too.
Mercy looks good. Yeah.
I would rather see the Boner Temple. For me, it's like Boner Temple.
Is that what we're calling it now?
You said that in the group chat. I was like, I'm going to start calling it the Boner.
It's so hard not to say.
Once you said that, I was like,
Boner
that's actually so funny.
I've heard good buzz about the Boner Temple.
Have you? Oh, I have too. I've heard it's very splitting.
Like gory or like
No, like
divisive. Yeah,
divisive. Maybe that's the word. Like some
Yeah,
people love it and some people hate it. But like what I'm excited about is like apparently it does a really good job setting up the final movie in the trilogy. So
Yeah.
like,
Hopefully it make it. I heard it's not making a lot of money.
it's not made. Well, I think it's already in production. I think they started producing them all kind of back to back. So yeah, I think after Boner Temple, we've got what is it you
Mercy.
said? Mercy. Trying to see what else is coming up. There's the SpongeBob movie.
nope.
We're too late to the party on that one.
Yeah, AMC's website is not doing a good job of showing me like the featured movies. Oh, coming soon. That's the problem. So we got Mercy, Send Help. What? I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
Help
Send
was
Help was good.
not interested in Wuthering Heights. Megadeth Behind the Mask.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing.
look at that. Yeah,
I'd go see that.
yeah, I would too. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're going to be on their final tour.
And then we got a lot of these I haven't heard of or seen of before. Silent Hill, apparently. Return to Silent Hill.
I didn't know they were doing a new movie.
Didn't either.
I heard
yeah.
it was mid.
I don't know
But
how
who
many
knows?
of these are like actually like about to come out soon-ish, but yeah, like
At some point this year, we're getting a Resident Evil movie from the director of Weapons.
Okay.
that would be
sounds
cool.
cool.
I think the Resident Evil movies could be so good.
The games are really. I mean, I only played 4, but 4 is great.
I've got one anime one locked and loaded for us in the chamber for this year, but I think there's only the one.
What is it?
Scarlet.
And Violet? Pokemon?
No,
No.
way better than that.
Scarlet. I never heard of it.
Yeah, are you crying? What is wrong?
My contact is freaking out.
Jonah's
It's been freaking
like-
out the entire
Jonah's
time.
eyes are getting puffy, and I was about to make a joke about you crying, and then I saw the world's fattest tear roll.
Dude,
and what's so funny is it came after right after I said I don't think Scarlet and Violet are good games. I just saw the
freaking love
I just
Scarlet
saw
and
the
Violet.
biggest tear roll down his face. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I'll take it back.
No, dude, it middle of the podcast, I started freaking out.
Dude, Hey, well, you know what? We've yapped long enough. It's 10:30. We've talked for
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
I gotta
Look
make
at
a
that.
mustard video.
One of our.
Sorry. That's a long
I
story.
had Ray at my house the other night, and I forgot to do the mustard.
Dude, he missed 2 videos too.
Oh, that
Yesterday.
punk.
Yeah,
Can't stand that guy.
I know.
So your year's already kind of crumbling, or did someone cover for him?
Well, no one covered for him. We missed 2 days, but
Are you gonna make a mustard? You want to make a mustard video in my kitchen? What's your mustard video?
well, I think I'm gonna have time to do one. I have to do a quick one because I only have an hour and a half left.
Yeah.
I was gonna just go home and do a mustard dance and upload it.
What's a mustard dance?
I was gonna record me doing dances and then speed it up so it's funny with a mustard in my hand. It's quick. It's easy.
I love this
I
so
can
much.
get it up in an hour.
I love this so much.
So-
All right. Hey, thank you guys. Do you want to plug your YouTube channel?
Yeah, guys, check out the Try It Baby. You have to type in Try It Baby, one word, and then hyphen Tib, T-I-B.
I'll say this, with Jonah sitting on the couch next to me with God as my witness, we could not find it on the TV until Jonah sent me a link.
We have, like-
YouTube refused to show your video.
It's easier now. I tried it. When we showed you, we had like no subscribers, so it just kind of buried us. We
Yeah.
have 15 now.
But that, like,
So now
how
it
would,
will pop
how would
up.
people find you to subscribe to you if YouTube's not going to pop you up? When I literally type in the name of your channel word for word.
I don't know. We had to link people at the beginning. Now that we have 15 subscribers, it will pop up.
Okay.
We had to link people at first, so it would not pop up on any
Gotcha.
searches. It was
crazy.
goofy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Jonah, gosh, what sound do we give us a Dimmadog impression?
I'm a dog?
Dimmadog.
I don't even remember what it sounded like. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.